through, man. A big pack stream yet again when it comes to just strictly news. So we'll see if we have some extra time maybe to dive into another segment or two. But if I had to guess, we're going to go ahead and expect pretty much a full news, talk about, discussion, breakdown stream on everything going on. Achilles, what's going on? How we doing? Definitely want to join the guild. Yo, listen. If you guys are interested in joining the guild, you got to get in the Discord. Links in the description. Or we can get you, the link again if it doesn't work, whatever the case, and we'll get you in the guild tonight. It is getting full, though. I think we're at like 950, 60, 70. I don't know. However many people out of 1,000. Is there really a new class for Midnight? A new specialization. A new Demon Hunter spec. Lance, you want to tell the people about it, what it is?
Josh. Is that Josh Weldon?
It is good-looking Josh Weldon, yep.
Oh, shit.
Roll tap.
Josh. No, not a new class. New spec for Demon Hunter. Void-based Demon Hunter spec.
Yeah.
Titled the Devourer. No, it is a mid-range DPS, kind of like the, I guess the Devastation Evoker?
Yeah.
That range, 25-yard range.
20-25, yeah.
Whatever. Not too bad.
Very cool stuff. Where's the Tank Shaman spec? I still think thematically that would have been pretty cool. I just don't know if it fits retail WoW. Even though I love the idea, by the way. And I'm also... A lot of people are going to hate me in the comments for this. Mage Healer, I thought it was a really cool idea with the whole time-based magic thing. Personally, I thought that was cool. I don't know.
I think
might not like that.
If they were to do a Mage Healer like that, the cross... It's kind of like interfering with Disc Priest and then also Preservation Evoker.
It'd be ridiculous.
Be a real fuck you to both of those guys, huh?
Yeah, no, it wouldn't make any sense. I'll be doing on the Purge in a few days. Nice. Let's go.
Purge.
The queen herself. A little void damage complete with Shadowland. yeah, that's right. Tank Shamans.
Yeah.
Buddy.
Yeah. We might have some announcements about that. What type of Shadowlands we'll be dealing come midnight.
Devourer has been compared to other channels to Final Fantasy XIV's Red Mage.
That's what I keep saying.
Really? What's that about?
In Red Mage in Final Fantasy XIV is like a hybrid. So like it will dash in to do some melee damage and then dash out and cast a little bit. So I think there's some similarities there.
Okay. So, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, really quick before we kick off the show, out of curiosity, what's been your highest Mythic Plus key so far this season? Highest key. Mine is an 11. I do have a 12 right now. I don't know what it is. I don't know why that 11 to 12 barrier. I don't know why it scares me for some reason, even though I definitely have the gear for it. So, like, I've done an 11s. I've done 2 11s, completed them, timed them, no problem. Had a couple minutes left to spare even. So, like, I don't know, maybe I'm being a big baby. 0, that's funny. 13 so far, plus 4. Okay, 11, not bad. Hitting 12s on 2 characters. Wow, 3 10 so far. Done everything in 12 and just 1 random try on a 3. Oh, wow, you guys are pumping, dude. I'm behind. Oh, God. 10, and now I have enough gear for a 12. Nice. Plus 2, but geared to go higher. Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. By the way, guys, don't forget, we do Mythic Mondays in the guild. That's what we're trying to do. Formulate. So if you're looking to guild or do your last-minute Mythic keys and get in there with the guild, we usually have a solid amount of people.
There's a sign-up. So go and sign up for it, and they'll get you in a guild. Like, they assign you groups based off what you can do. So it's pretty cool. You can also message Trojan about it. Not too bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Sky doesn't need a carry, but Lance might need a carry. So if anyone's interested.
Yeah, I'm going to be completely honest with you. My character's a powerhouse right now. I'm not going to lie. I was even testing some stuff on Fire Mage today.
I was about to say, I was like, I didn't know you're playing your Warlock again. That's crazy.
Definitely not.
Crazy.
Mage is excellent right now. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into some of the news here. Do I even have...
I'm not talking about my Shadow Priest, boy.
Oh,
silly boy.
We'll get to that in a second. Let's get into some of the discussions and stuff. I don't want to waste too much time. Myth keys are not that bad. They're all right. I mean, the content's whatever. It's whatever. It's just how to get gear and keeps me busy, you know? Okay, number 1. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, how many of you guys, when you first saw Haranir, were kind of about it? We're kind of on the fence. We're kind of unfazed, unscathed, unenthusiastic about that race being announced. How many of you in the chat? We have over 60 people in here. How many of you were kind of on the fence about it? I see a couple of you. I was meh about it. Me, kind of boo-boo. I like them.
Sky,
cool.
Personally, I thought they were badass since the first cinematic we saw them in.
Okay. So like the War Within cinematic
teaser. Yeah, when the girl's doing the witch dance. Thought that was sick.
Okay.
And then once you kind of see them for the little bit of time we actually saw them in War Within, and we did that quest line with Orwena, and she's turning into a bat.
Okay.
I thought that was pretty badass.
Yeah, I remember that. That was in
the 11.1.
Was that an
right
Encourage?
before?
Or not Encourage, Ashkahet?
Yeah,
I thought so.
It was in the lead up to 11.1.
I
So
see.
it was pretty sick.
I see, yeah.
And now that I see the customizations, I'm even more excited. I think they're pretty sick.
I do remember that. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be honest. When I first saw them, I was kind of about it. I was kind of whatever. And I think the community sentiment overall was pretty, like, untouched, as you should say. But after seeing some of their customizations, some of the art, I'm touched. Oh, I'm touched good. Oh, I'm touched.
Oh, shit.
Just a couple right off the bat. This guy on the bottom left looks like a tough son of a bitch. This dude is a sick mofo. I don't know what he's got going on. I'm loving the Zabrak sort of Darth Maul vibe going on here. I love the tattoos. And also right here, the bottom middle, right here on the middle right. Excellent, excellent. I don't play female characters, so I don't really know. I'm not sure what looks good compared to them. Kat Johnson, God bless. Love you as always. Please, please be safe. Anytime you want to come in and hang out, you're more than welcome. Would love to see you again. Love you. God bless. This top left hairstyle and whole tattoo theme, everything looks very cool. So overall, and I will say, I like that it's kind of a mix between an elf and sort of a troll. I don't mind the fur action. I know a lot of people have a couple pet peeves about that sort of situation, but I think as like a nomadic race, they remind me of like, what do they call it from Avatar?
The Na'vi.
The Na'vi, yeah. So they give me the Na'vi vibes a lot, and I think they look really good. You know what's also cool is you can actually go to the dressing room as well, and please God, don't let this crash my computer, because sometimes the dressing room can be really buggy. Yeah, you know what? Fuck that. I'm not even going to risk it. But if you guys want to see it, let me send you the link right here. If I can copy link address. And if you guys want to check it out, there is the Wowhead dressing room link. I just sent it to both Twitch and YouTube. Really cool shit there. I was messing around with it earlier. Awesome stuff. And a couple of things is that they're sort of speculating what their forms will be. As we know the bat form. Yeah, the bat form is obviously going to be one of their, forms. Whether it's going to be the travel form. We know that. And we did see the feral cat form in action in the gameplay live trailer as well, which did look cool also. A little bit on the bulkier end near the chest area, which is fine, but interesting to say the least. Now, what other form they're also speculating is a pangolin. I don't even know what a pangolin is. I didn't even... If you would have asked me yesterday what a pangolin was...
This would be their bear form.
This would be their bear form. It's almost like an armadillo looking action here, and it looks cool. It's definitely like unique.
A bear mixed with like a alligator or a crocodile.
Something that gives cool. That's fucking crazy. Nordy Time, subscribe to the Prime. Thank you so much. Appreciate the love, baby. Thank you. Appreciate it. You can turn the body fur off. Can you? I didn't even know that. That's actually very interesting. Armadillo cross with a gator and a bear. Is that literally what it is?
I don't know, but that thing looks wicked.
That thing looks badass.
I could see that thing taking some hits.
Yeah, I think thematically it's cool. And by the way, you could see the side-by-side comparison. Now, whether this is someone in the bear form or an NPC, it's fucking huge.
Probably NPCs we'll see when we go to Haranir.
Oh, just wowified. Oh, okay, gotcha. Werebear is still where my druid forever parked. Yeah, a lot of people love that. Werebear is a very awesome form. Additionally, though, the heritage armor, I remember seeing this probably about a year ago.
Yeah.
And I remember discussing it with Lance on stream about how cool it would be to have them as a race. And, well, looks like it's actually happening, Lance. Looks like the dream is actually coming true. And their heritage armor is very cool. I do hope they get some better weapons, though.
I want to know, what weapon is that? Because that thing looks like a pole arm. And he has a shield, it looks like.
Yes.
So what's going on there?
I'm not sure. That's actually a very good observation. Very astute of you, Lance. Either way, very cool. They have some other colors when it comes to their fur action going on here. Blue, purple, stuff like that. Different ear shapes. I'm not going to go through absolutely everything. But there's a lot of cool stuff here. A little sideburn action if you're a lady. I don't know if you're into that sort of thing. Apparently, you can have nails, no nails.
Oh, wow.
Paul situation. Dagger on a stick. Hell yeah. Love it, love it, love it. I will say there were some male hairstyles that looked really, really cool. Let me check these out. These are the facial customization options. Not bad. Hair colors obviously are going to be very night elf themed. I liked... Where's the one that's high up? Yeah, this one was kind of cool, but I thought I remember seeing another one. I guess I'm wrong. Either way, though, very cool customization options, and obviously these are only just the select few that we get to see. I didn't know they were real either, but I'm so mad about another elf type, but not surprised after we helped them so much in the last season. Yeah, it'd be kind of weird and off-putting if they didn't even talk about them, bring them up.
Imagine they just didn't come. They didn't even show up in Midnight at all.
Yeah, that would be very odd. Anyways, moving on now. Do not forget also the Eastern Kingdoms Cup is going on this week. And let me tell you, I completed all of it. When I tell you all of it, I literally did every race, all 3 variants of every race, and got gold on all. I think it's 14 times 3, whatever that number is. It could be in the 50s. All of them got gold. It was a very cool experience.
I just did the traditional one yesterday.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Yeah, I got it knocked out.
Yeah, very cool. 42. Okay, awesome. So do you think it's a good idea to level some alts to find a new main? Been playing Shaman for years and not feeling it. At the moment, man, it's tough because usually what Blizzard's been doing the last couple seasons is they have like a leveling event go on.
Yeah, but leveling's so easy anyway, right?
Don't let that cover your face. Yeah, it is kind of easy. If you're really looking to dive into a character and swap mains, me and Lance, what we always do is we start from level up, or from level 1, excuse me, make new characters, go through some stories, maybe some old zones you haven't explored in a while. Personally, I like doing Legion because obviously Legion is so thematic for classes out there, whether, you know, the class order hall, the Legion artifact weapons. And
some people make a good point in chat, though. We do have Legion Remix coming out soon.
Yeah, that is true. Legion Remix as well. Yeah. Legion Remix, yeah, that is a good point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, if I'm looking to have a main, I would say level through live if you don't care about the time investment. Like if you're not eager to get in there right away. But if you're impatient, I would wait for Legion Remix, do it in a couple days, and then bounce. Anyways, the Eastern Kalimdor Cup, it was a very cool experience. You go through and you do these races. Some of them have like a lot of unique stuff going on with them, like maybe fireballs or like lightning orbs and stuff. And it was cool. I'm a sucker for racing stuff. I did all of the race and got them all on gold in the Undermine, literally in the week 1. Such a blast to do that, by the way. I love dragon riding. The races are cool. And this is a point I wanted to bring up. Now, so many people talk about World of Warcraft on how there's not much to do. And they're like, and people are so worried about raw gameplay things. Now, raw gameplay with World of Warcraft, there's always going to be a lot to do. Between raids, Mythic Plus, delves, that's just endgame stuff to do. Raw gameplay, right? But these bits of side content that really make it feel like an MMO, that is incredibly important also.
Yeah.
And it seems that people always forget to and just overlook little things like this. And it's, I don't know, it's almost upsetting in a way.
Yeah, well, you know, it's like they say that there's they don't do enough to make the world feel alive, but then they'll go and, you know, every once in a while they have events like this. They have the Eastern Kingdoms Cup, or they'll have time walking, or they'll have things to make older parts of the game feel alive without making them also feel mandatory, right? Because imagine if when time walking came out, they made the raid super hard and it gave
good gear,
hero loot. Yeah. People would be like, oh, great, I have to do this chore. Like, I have to do this chore this week. That would suck.
Yeah.
So I really liked, like, yeah, if you want to do this, guess what? You could get, I think it took me an hour yesterday to do it. Whatever. It's not even that big of a deal. But it was an hour of, like, a nostalgia trip of flying through the Eastern Kingdoms, all these places I remember being at.
And
yeah, it was a ton of fun.
That place near the Goblin capital.
Yeah,
that they made in Cataclysm with the freaking all the
Kazan.
Zeppelins.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Freaking. Oh my God. Well, you just said it.
They went to the Twilight Highlands, you know, and all through.
Awesome.
Really, you go from like the top of Eastern Kingdoms all the way down. It was a ton of fun.
Yeah, it was absolutely badass. And It was a lot more fun than I thought. It was honestly quite relaxing, and it was like sometimes it's cool to log into a video game and not have to trip out about numbers, Mythic Plus, gearing, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Like sometimes I just want to relax and have some fun, like literal, casual, relaxing fun. And that's why I think housing is such a big feature that is going to come to the game that's going to change a lot of players. It's going to change, I would say the majority of the player base is eagerly waiting housing, because you can just go in there, walk around your neighborhood, check out other people's houses, maybe go to a guild event, an RP event, decorate your house, maybe collect some transmogs or whatever for that said house. Like, it doesn't have to always be about sweat lord shit all the time, you know?
Yeah, and I think, and it's not wrong to play this way, but I think a lot of us,
yes,
they metafy every aspect of the game.
Yeah, sure.
And then they complain that there's no world left in World of Warcraft, or there's no luster, or there's none of this stuff that was there in Classic. But at the end of the day, all that stuff is still there.
Oh, absolutely.
There's still secrets hidden in the world. There's still, reputation grinds you could do. There's still all of this stuff that you can do.
Bro, what do you mean? One huge thing on my checklist is actually whenever they bring back that reputation boost event, what's it called? It's not the turbulent time
The
waves.
Winds of Mysterious Fortune.
Once they bring that back, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the Dragonflight zones, and I'm going to cap all those out on Renown. I'm going to get all those capped up on Renown, get all the rewards, get everything.
There's some really cool rewards from that.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, there's so much content you can actually dive into, but people, I feel like it's people who actually don't even play WoW complain about things in WoW. Does that make sense? I don't know.
Yeah, and it's thing about that is
that's funny, Rampus. Holy shit.
There's like a cycle and it's really the players and content creators who don't even play WoW that they go through, where it's like, whatever, they don't even talk about the game, and then they'll just start randomly, like, just spamming content about how the game is woke, or this or that, or there's no content, it's an instant simulator. It's like, all right, okay.
I mean, you don't even
When was the last time you logged in?
Well, even that, but like, you have to understand, World of Warcraft, it's I don't think it's meant to be, nor should it ever be designed strictly for Mythic Plus and just raiding. Like, we have to understand and really acknowledge the fact that an MMORPG, ladies and gentlemen, it's a very niche form of game to play nowadays. It's not 24/7, like, non-stop dopamine with queue up a quick match, queue up a quick match, queue up this, queue up that, and just go. Like, it's not like League, where that is it. Like, there's a lot more to World of Warcraft in 2025 than just raiding and ABCD. That's why you go to different versions of WoW where, a lot of this stuff wasn't really present. For example, like Classic or TBC and shit, even Wrath of the Lich King, you end up raid logging at the end game very quickly because that is the content. That's it. Classic World of Warcraft, the best part about it is leveling. You know what I mean? And then once you get to the end game of Classic, you're wrapped up. Your hands are tied. You're donezo. You're good to go. So, modern day retail World of Warcraft, it's a lot more than just raid logging and Mythic Plus, and even Delves, even though it's a good bit of it, like 65-70%. But that last 30%, it's stuff like this, where they say, hey, a racing Kalimdor Cup or the Eastern Kingdoms Cup, you go back there, you explore all the zones you once loved, you get some cool cosmetic, you do something different, have some fun, and just chill out for a second. You know what I mean? And I think that's healthy.
Yeah, I agree. I fear Classic Plus will be so good I quit retail. Here's, what my fear with Classic Plus is, Trojan, is that, essentially, no matter what, it's going to end up being...
That's true, Josh.
You're logging in to do MC.
At the end of the day, Classic Plus, unless they add systems similar to what they have in retail or even expand upon them, at the end of the day, like, no matter what, whether you like it or not, it's going to end up being some sort of raid logging situation.
Yeah, but it's also, But what if they do? They won't.
I don't think they
players
can
would
because
lose their mind.
the risk is too great rather than the reward. It outweighs it. Like, it's not worth the risk of losing that classic player base because it'd be too risky. It'd be too much. What do you guys think? Do you think they should add systems similar to retail in Classic Plus? I'm asking all of you in here. There's over 100 people in this chat right now. Over 100. Do you think they should add systems similar in retail in Classic Plus to potentially elongate the end game or overall features in the game? Now, if your answer is no, we do have to understand and take into consideration that if they do that, the end game could potentially just be raid logging unless you make alternate characters. Okay? I'm super casual and I always have stuff to do. Very true. My mom still plays retail for this reason. True. SOD failed. There will never be another one. Shit, I don't know about that. I would try it. Yeah, I would too. No, I think it would defeat the purpose. I agree. Maybe purely UI systems or... Okay. Personally, no. Classic Plus wouldn't steal me, but a long-term Wrath Plus would. Shit, that sounds fire. Nope, Classic Plus should be Classic with new content, not changing the game. Exactly. I agree. By the way, I agree. I don't think it should have any retail systems, and that's why I think this whole great Messiah... Go for it.
The problem with that is the way that the community plays, it doesn't matter what they do. They're going to... First off, the community is going to do what they've did for Classic. It's going to become metafied. There's going to be 3 classes that are stacked. Whatever ends up being the best DPS for it, because they're going to have to make class changes. They're going to stack them to hell. They're going to get their world buffs. And they're going to just sit there and end up raid logging. And then from there, it's going to be, okay, we're waiting for whatever raid's coming out. And sure, they could add events in this, but then it's just like... Yeah, you know what's going to be cool for Classic Plus? The leveling up the first time will probably be awesome. There's nothing wrong with raid logging, sure.
No, there isn't, but there is a problem with raid logging when people will raid log and then they complain there's nothing to do.
Yeah,
when in actuality, in an MMORPG, in any MMORPG, even fucking New World, there's a lot to do in New World, but the problem is people see only what's on face value as content. Okay, raiding in Mythic Plus, that's the endgame content for World of Warcraft. That's what people think nowadays, and they don't want to do that anymore, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, you either like what an MMORPG is, or you don't. Like, an MMORPG is a lot more than just raid logging in Mythic Plus. It's not all about getting gear. It's not all about numbers. It's not all about that sweaty stuff, and it's cool if it is for you, but you have to understand an MMO is a lot bigger than just that. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it is, but the thing is...
Logging in New World was peak content's crazy.
The thing is, you have to just think of how the community interacts with the game.
Okay.
And especially in Classic, it came to the point where you logged in to do your raid, which after it was on farm, people were doing them in 20, 30, 40 minutes.
Also a slog.
And then that's it. That's like really, that's all there is. And then you're waiting, or you're leveling another character. And people are going to, it doesn't matter what they do, they will never be able to churn out content at the speed in which specifically the Classic community is going to burn through it. And then also, and it is for me, it's fine because I don't play that much. I will never run out of content for the game. Yeah, you're 100% Starburst. No matter how much they do, they'll always think it's not enough. But that's the problem, right? And when I think about Classic Plus, there's almost like no winning for Blizzard.
Absolutely not. But you want to hear the hottest of takes? Classic World of Warcraft, even though it's 15 to 20 times easier, is more degenerate and sweaty than a retail World of Warcraft.
I think the base player
the community perception.
I think the base player is.
And base player of how they treat other individuals, the way they invite and set up for their raids, it's handled substantially more sweaty than retail, and it's 10 times easier. Am I right or wrong? Does anyone want to disagree with me on that or think about it for a second? And if not, I'll say it one more time just so you guys understand. Even though Classic is 10 times easier than retail WoW, the Classic player base gatekeep and must like almost like bring on that parsing and meta culture way more than retail WoW. Am I right or wrong? I guess toxic is the word. I don't know. Is it now? I don't know if it's toxic. It's just, I don't know what it is. I don't know why that is. Like, I remember there was multiple times in 2019 where I already completed Molten Core on my Ret Paladin, and I'm sitting here getting booted or declined invites to an MC run because they think I can't do it as a Ret Paladin, even though
I could tell you the reason for it is, even to be honest with you, a lot of those guys on Classic who act like that are guys who they were playing retail and they probably weren't good enough to do content.
Probably.
Couldn't get into groups because of it. And then they went and made a warrior on Classic, and because they leveled a warrior, they think they're very good at the game, and because they could press their 2-3 buttons, they feel like they're very good, and they want to gatekeep everyone else. But in reality, they're shit. But they want to feel like they're good.
The point is, the whole moral of everything we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, in case you're just tuning in now, is talking about what makes an MMORPG. And it's, believe it or not, by the way...
What up, Sir Dude?
Sir Dude, what's going on? Good looking. The best part of what makes an MMORPG great is little events like this. The Skymaster Transmog set for the Eastern Kingdoms Cup. Now, you may be taking what I'm saying out of context, and that's fine, but micro events that don't give you player power all the time is what actually makes a world feel alive. It's the little things you're not forced to do, but that you could go the extra mile to do to stand out from the rest and explore the openness of the world. I know a couple classic content creators right now where if I showed them something like this, they'd be like, yo, are you fucking kidding me? That's terrible. I don't want that in my classic. I don't want this, and that. That's awful. But in actuality, this little bullshit little thing right here is what makes an MMO good. Little events like this.
Actually, I think something like things like this would actually go super hard in a Classic Plus.
I agree.
Different races.
I agree.
And things like that. And by the way, if they saw something like this, a private server put it into their Classic Plus, they would think it's badass.
Yes.
But if Blizzard did it, they would say it's lame.
Yes, I do agree. Right now, it's actually... And by the way, I need you guys to listen up on this one because this might be a hot take too. I think it's incredibly popular right now, and it's the trend to hate on Blizzard and World of Warcraft, whether it be classic or retail. It is popular, and it's the thing right now to try to shit on the game. Ad blocker, nice, W.
Yeah, people say all the time. I see in those, especially nowadays in the Classic Plus roundtables, how it's so funny as we've gotten further away from vanilla. They're like, yeah, just throw it all in there. Throw all of the retail systems.
Oh yeah, isn't that funny? I remember when we were saying for Season of Discovery, adding certain things into the game and making those videos about it, and people calling us crazy, people calling us idiots for instant mail or like guild, like a guild bank or guild features.
Hated for asking Agrind about instant mail.
Ooh.
That's right.
Look at you now. What do you mean instant mail? There was a guild bank in systems like that, and then arenas, like maybe 1v1 arenas or stuff like that. We're getting a lot of hate on that.
I still think Blizzard needs to do way more, and I've been saying it since SOD. They need to do way more to foster a 1v1 community.
Sure.
I think 1v1s, first off, just watching it as a viewer, so much easier to do.
Yes.
So much easier to understand. Also, fights don't last 35 minutes. Man, remember Warmane's PvP realm? Where you will duel, get your cooldowns up
and
after
then it would
each
reset
duel.
you.
And dude, that was sick.
Yeah, very cool. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, moving into it. Moving on to the next bit of news into the live game before we get on some of the major discussions on the news and being announced. Paladins Rising in the Ethereal Lands. As of this last week, post buffs, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Retribution Paladins are doing great in a raiding environment right now. Shaman, Warlock, Mage, Marksmanship, Hunter, Frost, DK, Windwalker, Retribution Paladin. Very, very interesting, considering the fact that the Retribution Paladin Discord was shut down for a while because of, you know, their low performance. So after these buffs, they're in a top 10 scenario, which for Retribution Paladin in a raiding environment is very, very rare. Show us below. Who's below Og? Yeah, this is kind of rough.
Where's Og?
Oh, augmentation is, I mean, there's only like 1 or 2 specs. Where is it damage to bosses? Let me see if I can.
Yeah, which rogue spec is that at the bottom?
Oh boy. Can I zoom in here? Holy shit, please.
How the F is feral at the bottom? No. That's balance, buddy. Not feral.
I'm not sure. I don't know if this is accurate. Augmentation is near the middle? Is that possible? Nah, this doesn't seem right. I just checked today and they were like third to last.
If augmentation is that high up on the list.
Well, this is raw damage to bosses.
Yeah, but wouldn't
Mythic.
But wouldn't that have to make it?
Nah, this can't be right. Because I just checked. Hold on. Wait a second. Let me go to Warcraft.
If augmentation is that high up, it would have to be valuable.
There's no way. Because I just checked this literally, I shit you not, today. Like, today. I don't really like checking Mythic either.
Check the Heroic.
I like checking Heroic at a 90% percentile. That's how I like checking. I don't know about you guys. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Damn, Balance Druid is bad.
This seems about right. God, it's such a pain in the ass, though, because I have to always do this. Oh, wait, didn't I take a screenshot?
Hey, Sky, remember when everyone told you were stupid for saying Beast Mastery was not going to be as good as Marksmanship?
Yeah, what do you mean? Everyone told me I was a fucking idiot. The trick shots nerf just putted him!
Yo, I remember.
You have no idea what you're talking about!
The comments that we got were insane. It's crazy, bro.
I'm sure this should bring it up. Okay, there it is. Because I knew I saved a picture earlier about it because I wanted to discuss it. Okay, let's go through this here. This is a 90th percentile over the last week. Oh, buddy, Arcane Mage is going to get nerfed. Not only are they dominating in Raid, they're dominating in Mythic Plus as well. Yikes, this class is going to get nerfed.
Yo,
okay.
Destruction's that high up?
Well, I mean, you have to understand, the Raid is so
Fury
good
Warrior's
for them.
that high up?
I guess so. I wouldn't have expected that. Ellie Shaman, obviously, I knew that. I knew that was coming. Marksman, I knew that was coming. I would not have expected Frost DK to be this high up. But you have to understand, if you actually look at the list, right? Does it seem coincidental that the highest burst damage classes in the entire game? Now listen very carefully, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you read a DPS list, okay? If the highest burst damage classes in the entire game sit at the top, for example, Arcane Mage, incredible burst. Marksmanship, incredible burst. Fury Warrior, incredible burst. Ellie Shaman, incredible burst. Frost DK, Sub Rogue especially, holy shit. You want to talk about burst damage. Unholy DK with the new A-Bomb limb. I don't know about Shadow Priest. And then it starts getting to consistency, right? You're talking about the highest burst damage in the game sits at the top 6 or 7. What does that mean? Well, that means that there's sometimes a lot of AoE mobs coming out of nowhere where you get to pool and save your cooldowns. But then there's a lot of damage amps. And that's both of those check the box for this raid perfectly. Frost Mage is not going to do well. Balance Druid, abso-fucking-lutely not. Absolutely not in this raid. Affliction, no. Enhancement, no. Arms Warrior, I thought Arms Warrior would do a lot better than that, actually. Outlaw Rogue, no. They have no burst.
Yeah, Josh, there's a patchwork style boss.
Yeah, there is. There's 2. The first one and Fractalus.
Fractalus is the real one, though.
Yeah. Kentucky Fried Chicken is dead. Chicken Boy is gonzo. Wow, balance is fucked. Dead last, and by the way, by a chunky margin. That's, believe it or not, it's kind of a big margin when it comes to dead last to second to dead last. But it's unbalanced right now. I'm gonna be honest. If we're talking about raiding environment, the tanking situation is the only thing that seems balanced right now. By the way, 4 tanks are dominating in Mythic Plus right now. Dominating. And I'll give you a hint. It ain't freaking Guardian, and it ain't Blood DK. Even though they could do well. But my point is, in the upper echelon of tanks, it's Prop Paladin, Prop Warrior, Vengeance Demon Hunter, and Brewmaster. By the way, I saw a Brewmaster today, a clip of Brewmaster dealing 20+ million DPS on a poll. The first poll of Floodgate. I think it was on a plus 14 Floodgate. That was pretty cool.
Wow.
Anyways, moving on. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, honestly, if I had to bet, Arcane Mage has got to get nerfed, even though they're literally my main right now. That's why it's pretty funny. That's why I'm prepping playing Fire Mage, both the specs right now, to see which one I like most. Subtlety Rogue, a very, very big surprise to me personally, but when you look at the profile and the damage required to kill some of these bosses, it's very, very high damage you need in a short amount of time. And Subtlety Rogue it fits the fucking description. That's your guy. Wanted, dead or alive, that's your guy. Sub Rogue is the perfect match. Same goes for Marksmanship, same goes for Frost DK. So, because they're less played, yeah, sure. I guess less than 1% of players play Sub, and I think even less than that play Outlaw. But even then, usually if someone's playing Outlaw or Sub Rogue, by the way, they're typically a badass. By the way, I don't know if you know that.
Sub is just cranking right now.
Sub is shockingly even S tier in keys right now, which is kind of weird. Isn't it based off this week's or was it last week's? Are they still continuing to dominate this week, even though last week was the mastery one, Kuzi? Because I know you're maining Sub right now on EU. But you gotta let me know, and I'm gonna listen to your opinion. S tier is crazy. This week is even better. Holy shit. I might have to change my fucking video that I'm making. Yo, go ahead and write me a description about Sub Rogue. Send it over. Tell me the best pros about them or why they're S tier. Go, Kuzi, go! Anyways. But I also lose 10% variance top to bottom is pretty balanced for Blizzard. It's not bad, but last season was substantially better than this in terms of balance.
Yeah, it will stabilize, though.
It will. I mean, we're a few days after the Race to World First. That just ended. Like, this is typically the week where they balance everything. Like, this is it. So, Big Muppet is crazy. That is nuts. That is nuts. Anyways, yeah. One thing I am surprised on is Shadow Priest. I was expecting them to at least be, ever since the PTR testing of them being in the top 3, the entire testing period, by the way, I was expecting them to be in the top 5 somewhere, but, I mean, 10 is fine for Shadow Priest, considering that, they're always middle of the pack, but, I mean, I guess we'll take it. Havoc Demon Hunter on the low end, they're just very high consistent damage and good prio. It's not really a profile that's excellent in Raid. I can't believe Augmentation in Heroic and Mythic is actually fucking pumping. And by the way, I'll let you guys know that Details never does Augmentation properly. They're usually higher than this. So, wow, that's very surprising. Augmentation is beating Outlaw Rogue, Arms Warrior, Enhancement Shaman, Affliction, Beast Mastery, Frost, and Balance. I wasn't expecting Frost to be this bad in Raid at all. I definitely expected them to be
Outlaw Rogue that low? Chris is punching the air right now.
Yeah, Chris is fucking pissed. All the DPS specs are close in DPS, so it's pretty balanced. It's not bad. I mean, this is pretty balanced, here to about here. It's the Affliction locks downward is bad, so they need aura buffs. Balance, Frost Mage, Beast Mastery, because I think the designs are actually all good on them, except for Balance. I don't like the design of Balance. I think it needs a complete overhaul. But it could use just for the Band-Aid fix until midnight. Give them just a flat aura buff, or at least the next season. 4% will be fine. A couple percentage here or there. And then Arcane Mage, their tier set, their 4 set has to get nerfed. It's too strong. It's just too good. Every time I get my 4 set going in a rotation, I go from bottom DPS to all the way top, and it's every single time. It's just too strong. But overall, pretty cool stuff to see, I will say. Let's move on to some other news as well. Make sure I close this out properly.
Yeah, Josh, there's The Last Titan after midnight. The Last Titan.
Yeah.
Also,
No, go.
if I had to guess, Affliction is one of those specs that needs a complete rework going into the next.
Yeah, I think so too. I actually, by the way, Josh, I love Affliction Warlock. Their design is just really bad. They're not a dot spec anymore. They're actually, you apply almost like, because your dots barely deal damage, except for last season, Unstable Affliction was fantastic. Or, Unstable Affliction. This season, it's literally put all your dots on a target to amplify Malefic Rapture. That is not a fun spec. And then you're sitting there pressing Malefic Rapture so fast, and you keep getting shards, and then you're spamming it. And it's the most boring shit ever. It's horrible. I hate it. We need more dots. We need more drains. We need sucky sucks, the whole nine. Anyways, before we move into the next section, really quick, ladies and gentlemen, if you had to have one spec in the game that needs a rework, what do you think it would be? Because here are some of the contenders. Ready? Augmentation Evoker, Balanced Druid, Outlaw Rogue, Unholy Death Knight. Those are the 4 that off the top of my head are like, yeah, all 4 of these specs could use a good rework right about now. Like, change the entire talent tree, the gameplay style.
Unholy, yeah.
You think Unholy?
My vote would be on Unholy.
Really?
I think they need to... And it's so funny, Trojan was actually talking about this a few weeks ago in the Discord.
A lot of people are saying Unholy, wow.
Unholy should become like a summoner, like a full-on... Like, literally, I would want to see it be like a melee demo lock.
That'd be fucking cool.
With just tons and tons and tons of the Army of the Dead. Liches and...
What if they became a mid-range caster, too? Holy shit, you'd be a bad
I wonder how pissed off people would be.
Like... Because you know like the priest cast form for like holy, where you're like healing and you're almost like floating around and stuff. What if they were like
going to void form too?
Yeah. What if they were like that, but in plate heavy armor, a 2-handed scythe, summoning minions, necrotic dots and bolts,
it would be sick.
And like when an enemy dies, you summon them as a skeleton for 5 seconds or something. Like I don't know, like give me something thematic. Unholy right now, it's like. Okay.
Well, and I
festering wounds.
I saw an
Burst the
Unholy
wounds.
a content creator talk about it, and he was like, Unholy is like...
Razor, what's going on? Good looking. How we doing?
3 specs in one, and it doesn't do any of them right.
Wow. I mean, he's right. Wow. That's a great way to look at it.
It's a half-assed minion build, it's a half-assed disease build, and then it's a half-assed, like...
Burst festering wounds build?
Like wounds.
It's bullshit. It's all bad.
And,
not good.
They just do all of them poorly right now.
How many of you guys would play an Unholy Death Knight if they were like a 15 to 20 yard range caster, right? Heavy plate armor. You use a giant scythe and shit. Even they do similar to the Devourer. You make them intellect and they're like caster / melee. You're summoning a bunch of undead skeletons and liches and minions and all this shit. Johnny, why are you doing that? Thank you so much for
No, but what they should do is they should make it, and they should start making more specs like that, like a 25-yard mid-range.
That would look awesome. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, can I get some huges in the chat for Johnny with the 5 big bones? Let it rip like a Beyblade, ladies and gentlemen, dude. Let me get some huges in the chat. Can I get some huges over on Twitch? Huges over on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, also, I'm getting a message from my editor. He's right now, you want...
What was that?
Right.
Huh?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very, very important message. This is something that I cannot stop. Be ready.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we do have the new merch that me and Sky are both wearing tonight, which we don't usually do that. Good for you, Sky. You put on your shirt tonight.
Rob, the wrestler. Come on, buddy.
Come on, you know what wrestler that is.
Y2J.
That's Y2J, baby.
Y2J. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, all jokes aside, brand new merch has been released. We've sold, I think, over 60 shirts since the release. We have so many people in Discord showing off the shirts in a couple of sections. If you guys are interested, we have it here. We got a couple really good bundles, deals, etc. going on right now. We do make it also live in studio. We don't outsource anything. We don't ship it out anywhere. We make it live in studio right here, all for you guys to see. So if you're interested, you can put it in an order. Check out the link in the description. I just pinned it to the chat, or also put it in Twitch as well as YouTube. So if you guys are interested, at least check it out. I promise you won't be disappointed. Chris Jericho. Yeah, that's right. That is. That's right. Anyways.
Lance, you like Orange Cassidy? I thought when AEW first started, his novelty was cool, I guess, but it's certainly worn off. I'm kind of over his shit. So, he needs to evolve.
That is fucking crazy. Hats when? Shit. Maybe for midnight. I think that's the plan. Anyways, moving into it. Going back to some of the answers, I wanted to see what you guys... Sounds like fun. Hell yeah. Necromancer for the win. Yeah. When it comes to some of the classes, ladies and gentlemen, in particular, Augmentation, Unholy DK, Outlaw Rogue, and Balanced Druid. Those are like the main candidates, I say, for a rework. They desperately need it. I think they need it badly, and I think they would do good. Let me know if you need anything else. Yo, awesome. I'll even send you some information after stream if you want, of like, for example.
Yeah, if you could just send me over a breakdown of like every spec in the game, that'd be great. Thanks.
Yeah, that is... Yo, Kuzi, I can't wait for you to do tier list for the new expansion coming out, bro. It's gonna... I guarantee if we do tier list, we set it up, I hope you with animations and stuff. I bet my fucking whole channel will be your #1 viewed video of all time. Guaranteed, and I help you with it. That'll be fun. Back to Zero to Hero, man. My guy. Okay, anyways. New collectible weapon models available in Legion Remix. Ladies and gentlemen, as we know, Legion Remix is coming in, I don't know, a few weeks' time.
A little over a month.
Few weeks' time at this point. So, there are going to be some brand new stuff going on here. Archaeology Bone Scythe. Look at that.
Perfect for the new Caster Unholy Death Knight, guys.
Holy shit. Actually, by the way, you're kind of right.
It's crazy.
A Draenor Honor Mace, kind of cool. There was one here that was awesome. A Felfire, it's okay.
That's going to look really good in-game.
Check this out. Check some of this Draenei shit out. Right there. Look at that one-handed mace. Look at this two-handed Draenei sword. Insane. Whole lance was just going through. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, where's my mouse? Oh my god, it's so small on here. We just wanted to quickly go over some of the major points over on Gamescom. I'm not going to go through everything on this entire list, but if you guys want to check it out with me, you can check out the entire list of literally everything confirmed, announced, detailed, broken down when it comes to Midnight Gamescom and just everything brought into the game and out to the public. Because we all know this time around, Blizzard did not do a good job at bringing us all the information possible. It was the worst job they probably have ever done, and it's probably because it was outsourced.
I just think it was I think it was a symptom of them having to do it at Gamescom.
Absolutely.
I don't know if Microsoft made them do that or what, but that was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was really, really bad. Anyways, going into it, where's my mouse? Dude, it's so hard to see. I don't know. Jesus, I'm all the way over here. I can't
Lance plugged the Saturday. I don't even know. I heard that I heard that there was a pug raid on Saturday, but I don't know the time or anything to plug it, buddy.
Maybe they're talking about ours.
No. There's a different one.
Okay. Anyways, World of Warcraft Midnight Gamescom recap. Man, this is gonna be really hard considering I can barely see my mouse to highlight. Player housing, obviously. New mid-range Demon Hunter spec Devourer is coming. Quel'Thalas, new allied race, prey system, new raids. This is all stuff we all like know about. I want to go through some of the details that was kind of unknown. When it comes to the Midnight Cinematic, they did also make a statement about why they made them the way they did. Even though I don't really buy it, I feel like they were just trying to, you know, find a way, not like a cop-out, but like just find a way to give something to the public, and rather than just saying, hey, that was our design choice. Either A, we messed up, or B, that just is what it is. That's the direction we went. Which I kind of would have stood on the fact that, like, if that's the design choice you went, stick with it. Like, hey, it is what it is. But they've done that with multiple designs when it comes to elves. So, anyways, going into it, let me scroll up here. They simply said it's simply about having human features, human eyes, human mouth, and that's how we as humans interpret emotions. It's very difficult to convey emotions when these features are distorted. So, they pretty much just went the route of kind of...
That's a weak...
Yeah, I agree. They were kind of dodging the...
That's weak. They should have just said, this was the decision we made, and that's it. Like, that's it. Nothing else.
Stood on freaking their business. You know what I mean?
10 toes down on that shit, man.
That's crazy. Anyways, moving down, obviously Light in the Void. Main threat is a Void Storm hovering over Quel'Thalas and the Sunwell. Sword of Sargeras will continue to be an important element in the overarching story of the World Soul Saga.
I think it's bullshit. Why did they say continue? It hasn't been ever since it happened.
Interesting.
Like, we went there a couple of times to, like, portal to the new expansion, and that's it. Why are they saying continue? That's
Okay.
that's kind of frustrating, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Why weren't the 2 big WoW panels not live streamed? I have no idea. I could not tell you.
I mean, the Blood Elf in the TBC cinematic, and I just want to say this.
Sword?
I really loved the Midnight cinematic,
Same.
but the Blood Elf in the TBC cinematic did have the eyes that were glowing.
Yes. They did.
Personally, to me, I really don't give a shit. It is what it is. It didn't deter from my enjoyment of the cinematic.
Listen, it didn't stop me from getting goosebumps in the trailer. It didn't stop me from getting goosebumps yesterday when I watched the trailer. I get the feeling that they were going for. I got it. Good.
That moment when he says you can't even break one elf
That was fire.
is badass.
That was fire.
So I'm good.
I like the ending though the best, where the music fucking kicks in and everyone runs at each
whatever.
other. Anyways, Thrall is likely to make an appearance through this expansion. Thank God. Holy shit, the dude's been AFK forever. Sylvanas Windrunner is expected to make an appearance, which is...
I mean, it could be in Windrunner Spire as like a, you know, like a memory of the past, or who knows.
Valera Sanguinar will have her own storyline, which is cool. Amani trolls are led by Zoljara, the chieftain, and her brother, the advisor, Zoljan. So the grandchildren of Zoljan, very cool shit. There will no longer be a loading screen for Eversong, Wook, Zolomon, and Silvermoon, so just fly through zones, which is nice. Silvermoon, yeah, this is all stuff we know. Yeah, I'm not going to go through this. This is just the zones and what they look like, feel like, experience, etc. Some of their visuals. Allied race, Guardians of the Rootways, Council of Elders, okay. Orwena is one of the younger Haranir. That's probably why she's doing this whole rebellious, almost like team bullshit going on constantly between the council and all the other, a part of her fucking tribe. The entire, like, war within so far that we've seen her. And they're all like, yo, don't do this stuff. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you even talking to them? Why are you bringing them here? Why are you telling them everything going on? Like, that's literally what's been happening. Anyways, their architecture, tools, armor, and weapons are grown from roots, mushrooms, and living bark. These items, along with their skin markings, are illuminated by bioluminescence. So a little bit of background on them. One of the big ones was... Oh, man, what was it? Where's, like, the Rootways? Ah, there it is. They serve as guardians of the Rootways, led by a council of elders. So apparently they're also going to have a racial right here. The ability to fast travel between world tree roots, with some points requiring discovery on unlocking. So very cool. I just think thematically that's a pretty badass one. And then they do have their racial, as of right now, shown / leaked, whatever. And their racial is going to be an active AoE ability to summon and enveloping roots that heal allies and damage enemies in a targeted area. So this is probably going to be one of those racials that probably aren't that good, I'm going to be honest.
I think the damage will be negligible. The heal could be the good part of it, maybe, if it's like a... Even if it's as strong as like a Naru.
If the Naru?
Even if it's a little bit less, but it's AoE, that could be cool, but I don't... whatever.
It'd be cool if it was like a 1% increase in damage. Guess what?
Yeah.
It's probably not going to be.
Probably won't.
Either way, we have the visuals for them. They look great. New Demon Hunter spec. Lance, you want to take this section? Can you read this or no?
Yeah, new Demon Hunter spec, the Devourer. It's going to be a mid-range spec utilizing Void and Cosmic Magic. When they say mid-range, that's you got to think Devastation and Augmentation, right? Yeah. The playstyle is dynamic with movement in and out of melee. Okay, so like a lot of people have already said, it's going to be like a red mage, most likely. And there's going to be a couple of different playstyles. You could just be a caster if you want, or a hybrid in and out, which is pretty cool. Here's the thing about this Void Metamorphosis. Every time they've tried to do something like this, a Void form for Priest back in the day, Breath of Syndragosa.
Oh, Wedo Wado. I'm so sorry. I would love to pronounce your name right. Please tell me how to pronounce it. Thank you so much for the Prime, man. Appreciate the love. That is so nice of you. Thank you. Appreciate that so much. Thank you so much.
This version of gameplay for it doesn't have a great history of working.
Thank you. Okay. So you're saying anytime they have this sort of big build-up into a Void form or something, it's not even the build-up.
It's you fighting the resource to stay in it for as long as possible. You know what ends up happening? The players that are really good end up doing so much damage. And like the... What do they call it? it's just the difference between the top end and the low end ends up being so different.
Yeah.
Like the delta between them is so high where it's like the bad players feel like shit and the good ones are like, yo, this is the coolest shit I've ever done in my life. I'm topping damage meters all the time. It's just so hard to balance.
Yeah.
The
longer it's maintained, the more damage they'll deal too. Wow.
Yeah, it's just like old Void Form for Shadow Priest or a demo lock in the past when they had Metamorphosis or Breath of Syndragosa. And I think there's a couple of other iterations like that, but it's just like, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, this will also, yeah, of course. I don't know. By the way, I just want to say this as someone who loved,
thanks for the follow.
And I mean really fucking loved old Void Form from Legion. I think it's fucking awesome, but I don't think it's gonna. I just don't know how it could stay. It's never worked in the past, so how could they balance it? Or I don't have any confidence that they can do it.
Okay. Void Metamorphosis, obviously transformed, sustained by harvesting souls. A big finishing move that grows stronger with each cast while in Void Metamorphosis, collapsing star, crazy. Look at this, I love this right here, Lance. Void Ray, a 25-yard piercing beam of void energy instead of I-beam. Wow, that's super cool. I've played Classic since 2019. Should I consider Midnight? Absolutely. Right now is probably the best time to consider Midnight.
Here's the thing I'll say about that. It's going to be hype in the new expansion, but if you can't log into current game and enjoy it, it's going to be a very similar game. So if you don't like this game, I don't know if it will be for you. Not that that's a good or a bad thing, but I would say maybe give the game a shot now. If you like the framework and how the game plays, you would certainly like being there at a launch and enjoy the new content. If not, maybe it's not for you. I don't know.
Yeah. Void Elves are going to be able to be Demon Hunter. We saw this. Short quest line. There are going to be intellect-based, gear dependency, whatever.
I see a bunch of people kind of upset about that.
I don't know why.
I mean, I don't know.
You're a caster.
If they're going to be a caster, wouldn't you want them to have access to the caster trinkets?
Sure.
If they're agility, they're going to get locked out of some of these caster trinkets, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. 10
times more hyped for Devourer than I was for Evokers or Monk for sure. Never got a Demon Hunter, but this will keep me my first caster main for real. Let's go. Wokenarf, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate the love, baby. I'd have to get good enough and find a raid team. The issue is finding a class. Well, remember, in World of Warcraft retail, it's not just raiding. There is a lot of content in the end game. It's not just raids anymore. Like, there's Mythic Plus, there's Delves, which is a solo experience to get a shitload of good gear. And then there's raiding. So, like, raiding is, just one of the cornerstones of the three.
Yeah, Kuzi, they should totally at least let them wear staffs or pole arms so that just getting a weapon's easier.
What's really cool that they confirmed is the Devourer spec and Void Elf Demon Hunters will both become available during the pre-patch.
That's a W.
So you'll get some exceptional time, ladies and gentlemen, to play and practice this spec and dive into it before the expansion even comes out. It can be switched to directly and will not require an unlock quest, thank God. Adding a new spec for Demon Hunter was a compelling fit for the story, and they're talking about the team intentionally teased the new spec and found the community speculation fun, okay? The team is interested in hearing feedback about the new Demon Hunter spec. If there's interest in new specs for other classes in the future, that would be interesting to explore as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you, what are maybe some new specs or class options in the future that you guys would like to see in World of Warcraft at this point? What's like the first one that comes to mind? Lance, do you have any ideas?
For a spec?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say, definitely I think people are going to say Shaman Tank.
Mm.
I personally would like, and I know this is definitely a hot take. Someone just said it. For the casual dad, support. I think some more support specs, one way or another, would be sick.
Is there any in particular that you would like?
Of a spec? I don't know. I think you could give a warrior. I don't know. That's not for me to figure out.
He said that's not my job.
If it was new classes, yeah, I would say Bard or class is easier. Spec, I don't know.
Class. An entire class. A class seems harder than a spec, I would say. Because I feel like you can give Shaman a tank. Easy. I feel like that's believable. I think you can swap Aug to a tank. I think... Or even even another healer. I don't know.
Shit, they could make rogue a rogue spec as a bard.
They could. Why not? Outlaw a warrior spec and give rogue a proper third rogue spec. True. Tank shaman would be sick. I agree. Aug tank. I agree. Bard warrior. Insane. Bard warrior's crazy. We only have one DPS spec. Pally with a new void spec. Could you imagine? They would never. Some form of melee mage. Spellbreaker. Yeah, that's a great one too. I would love that. Ian just did an interview about adding new classes and specs to the game. That's probably where they got this info from. Rogue could be like a ninja from Final Fantasy evasion tank. Yeah, they did something like that in SOD as well. Hunter healing. Oh my god. Pally augment support. That'd be cool. Yo, I by the way, I don't know about you guys. I've always loved the class fantasy of a cleric as well. Like, even though cleric and like paladin, they're very similar, like almost in every way, but one's a little bit more support, one's a little bit...
In D&D, they have a paladin and a cleric.
Yeah.
I think also in EverQuest, they do. They have a paladin and a cleric, so they're different enough.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, what the real it's how do you have a cleric and a priest?
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense. The tough.
Cleric seems like a Healadin. Bring back the Shockadin. Oh shit. A war priest. Insane. Void Knight. Insane. Cleric spec for priest? Shit, that'd be cool. Even though it would make no sense because that's just a paladin.
Just make gearing hard.
It'd be impossible. Level cap raising to 90, 10 more talent points. Apex talents, we all know what's going on here. It's just a new talent tree situation. Now, class design. This is very interesting. This is where things get a little bit more interesting. Approachability will be a center focus for encounter and class design in Midnight. Now, what can they possibly mean by this? Well, the team is looking at all of the classes and specs to see what they can do to make them feel more approachable and modern. Now listen, ladies and gentlemen, I need to explain something very blatantly really quick. I don't know. Oh, shit.
Nope.
Sorry about that, guys. I need to explain something very, very quickly. Every time Blizzard has done a rework, this last expansion on class redesigns or major overhaul / updates, they have banged the last, year and change. Banged. I thought they got a t-shirt? That's crazy. They have banged Retribution Paladin, a fantastic rework in, I believe, Dragonflight. Shadow Priest, excellent rework. Izzy, what's going on? Good looking. How we doing, baby? Who else? Unholy Death Knight, a little bit better, even though they're now going to go a complete overhaul route. Frost Death Knight, an absolute banger. Marksmanship update. Hunter,
what's up, buddy?
Big updates. Yo, Evan, what's going on? Good looking. Elemental Shaman, very big banger. So, they're looking to get some good updates, and every time they've done something in the modern, recent history of WoW when it comes to changes and big updates...
Feral does need Feral does need a rework.
Yes, one of them. Actually, you're right. Feral, I think, too.
Not as bad as Unholy.
I'm really hyped for Midnight WoW. So many good changes. By the way, Eben, I'm not sure if you're interested in going live, but in about an hour, I'd be down to raid you if you're interested, buddy.
Yes, they are going to be making the Legion remix. They're going to allow, I don't know if you played the PTR for it, but it felt like shit while you were leveling, and you felt weaker as you leveled up.
Yeah.
Which is
no bueno.
Just against everything remix should be.
Yeah, no bueno. Something very interesting, though, ladies and gentlemen, to highlight is that the developers are addressing the issue of players feeling they need weak auras to play the game, specifically with Outlaw Rogue and Unholy Death Knight. Now, when they say these two specs in particular... that automatically means they're getting massive fucking updates heading into the new expansion. So that's already 2 of the 4 that are in, the most desperate need. Outlaw Rogue, Unholy DK, Balanced Druid, Augmentation Evoker.
You know what's crazy? Because thematically, Unholy is...
fucking phenomenal.
It's one of, in my opinion,
the coolest in the game.
Coolest specs in the game.
One of the coolest in the game, for sure. Without a doubt.
It's just...
all good, Evan.
Remember, I was playing my Death Knight for a little bit, and... bro, it's... so
true,
ass to play.
Yeah.
It was, dude, I almost wanted to puke playing it. I'm like, yo, what the fuck's going on?
I mean, the recent update has been good and it's better, but it's all over the place still, man. It just needs a rework. Pick one. It should just simply be diseases and pets. That's it. Fuck all this festering wound stuff. I'm over it. I am over it. I'm over it.
there was some times where Unholy was a lot. Actually, Shadowlands Unholy was pretty fun. It was definitely tough, but it was still pretty cool. But yeah, to see that they're going to be giving it a rework, that makes me super excited.
Bro, that's going to be insane.
And I'll say this. It's one of the things I'm going to be looking out for as soon as news starts coming out.
Dude, you're telling me Outlaw Rogue, if thematically, if they do Outlaw Rogue properly, we're talking pistols, sabers, big slashings, maybe a cannon barrage. Like, I want to feel like a pirate. If you're going to make me play an Outlaw Rogue, give me the fantasy of a pirate. Either that or completely change the spec.
Yeah, but how fucking cool is that new killing spree animation?
It's phenomenal. It's a very good job.
That shit is sick.
Facts.
Also, they do need to bring back the cannon barrage.
Yes.
That they had in Legion.
By the way, I'm over Outlaw Rogue. How many of you guys think they should completely rework Outlaw Rogue? Can I get some ones in the chat for Outlaw Rogue rework?
The thing is about Outlaw,
change the shit.
Just like you said, if you're gonna make us a pirate, lean into the pirate thing.
Well, listen, maybe they took it a little too seriously with flipping coins and Yo, that hero talent tree is the most boring thing ever. Because you have to play it on Assassination in Raid. So I'm sitting here.
Fatebound?
Yeah, so I'm sitting here, I'm checking my details, and it's like, my Fatebound Tails Flip is one of my top damaging abilities. It is so ass. It's boring.
Oh, by the way, great.
Boring.
It should be a one sword and they should make pistols.
That'd be sick. One sword, one gun. And you can't, it's almost like Windwalker in a way where like you have to press a different ability. But maybe its mastery is you use a saber ability and then a gun ability.
Back into it. Yeah, that'd be sick.
And then you have a combination and your killing spree is both. Oh, that'd be fucking cool. The pistol offhand, yeah, that's a pirate.
And then make that a mid-range spec too.
Oh god, now that's just a Glock offhand is crazy. Have to swap between sword and gun abilities. Yeah, like think of it, like what if they did something like it's like a stance. So it's like a melee stance and then an almost like a mid-range bomb, pistol, cannon barrage situation. I don't know. But I feel like that would have been cool. Make that like ret mid-range. That's crazy. Either way, I'm really excited. These are definitely on one of the top priority lists for me to check out is Unholy DK Outlaw Rogue. I will absolutely be there in the alpha/beta as soon as I can, looking out for fixes on these. They also say playing a tank or healer is a large ask. You're the leader of a party in a way, which is absolutely true, by the way. Tank is exhausting to play. Like, you have to know the route perfectly every single time. You got to know how much your group is willing to pull and able to pull. It's tough.
Yeah, tank in Mythic Plus.
It's exhausting.
It's just too much to
You got to know the perfect route.
No, it's not.
It's too much. And healers are a little bit more approachable, agreed. Some through encounter/dungeon design. I'm worried they're going to nerf Mythic Plus even more. No, I just think they need to give you reasons, and whether it be, each level is a little bit harder than it is now, or what? I've never liked the idea of getting up to like plus 19s and plus 20s, and it's simply just being a DPS check, and then everything's a sponge. That is lame to me.
And then everything one-shots.
That is not good design, in my opinion. I think that's really lame. Simply dialing the knob of damage and health and everything, in my opinion, how you fix it, I couldn't fucking tell you. I'm not the game designer. And I know that's such a jackass thing to say. It's such a jerk-off thing to say.
It is.
It's a problem, but I can't tell you how to fix it. Yeah, it's annoying.
Water over there?
Yeah. But I will say, simply dialing the knob on damage and health is not fun. I think it's awful design. Major jerk-off. Yeah, exactly. I'm a big jerk-off for that. I would love maybe some more affixes. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't fucking know. I play Mythic Plus. I'll do my keys to whatever the achievement is, the highest achievement possible. And then honestly, I stop playing because I just don't care. Like, why do I care to do 14s and 15s? Like, I'll do my all 13s. I'll do my 1 or 2 14s. I'm good. I don't need to play anymore. Anyways.
I take it one less than you, bro. I just want to do my 7s and I'm good, bro.
That's fucking crazy. There may be some things added that tanks and healers are asked to do an encounter that are a little too much. So they're considering what? What does that mean?
I would say healers more so than tanks.
Ooh, check this out. Blog posts are planned to be posted very soon to discuss class and design philosophies for Midnight. Everyone will have something to look forward to. Wait, everyone will have something to look forward to?
Yeah, they made it seem like
Wait, does that mean every class is getting something?
they're trying to make sure that they don't want to leave anyone out. Which, I will say this. They did literally say in a lot of like the stuff leading up to this that they wanted to do a combat overhaul.
Yeah, I did hear about that. I did hear about that as well. I saw that in an article. Same, just trying to do my 7s. That's crazy. The team is trying to make sure that they don't leave anyone out. Interesting. The World Tour Saga will provide opportunities to introduce new race/cast combinations that are fitting for the story. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, after we read this article, we're going to go through a couple Twitter posts, by the way. One of them was hinting at, and let me know what you think about this idea. It might be troll, might not be. A lot of weird hints about Blood Elf Druid. I heard a lot of interesting information about potentially seeing Blood Elf Druid either in the 0.5, 0.7, or launch. I don't know. I could not tell you. But there have been a lot of weird coincidences. And when it comes to Blizzard, I do not believe in coincidences. That's all I'm going to say. The Blood Elf Druid, it is something that I've been seeing out in the wind, per se. A new class needs to be really compelling and make sense for it to come in the game this time around. As Demon Hunters, it makes a lot of sense in the story. So yeah, whatever. Coinky Dings. Oh god. Human Druids. By the way, I think Human Druids would be fucking cool.
I don't understand how you can't make a case for humans to just be anything.
Everything? I don't know. I'd rather have Gnome Druids. That's fucking crazy.
There's definitely like human hippies who are out here communing with the elements, bro. That's weird. Come on.
That is absolutely crazy. The new dungeons, I don't need to go into that. Oh, wait, actually, now that I think about it, I think I had a dream. I was running the Murder Row dungeon.
Sick.
Weird.
You were getting shanked by a blood elf with a perm.
Probably. Weird. Coltirian can be druid? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Fucking weird.
Yes, they are just humans.
Weird.
They can, why can't they just give humans just druids?
Yeah, weird.
And how come we never got skinny Coltirians?
Yeah, by the way, skinny Coltirian, like a skinny Coltirian warlock? Yeah, that sounds pretty badass. Interesting. Gnome Druid would be Sweem. Like a... Gnome Druid, their cat form is domestic cat. That's fucking insane. Moving on, though. All 3 raids will instantly launch with a story mode. Thank God, obviously. Raids will be way more integrated into the story than ever before, with the narrative progressing through raids, quests outside of raids, and then going back into the raids. What do you think of that? That's kind of neat.
Yeah, they said that I feel like they're gonna lean into the story thing more than ever, probably.
Interesting. A botanist. Okay. Would make the ratio of people playing Mechanome jump through the roof. Oh god. I like the hefty ones. Tall and portly women. Ideally, progression should be a smooth experience for all skill levels. You shouldn't be in a position where you beat a boss and then the next one feels impossible. Sure.
They're talking about tuning in raids. Yeah. How it's like you'll get to, you'll beat boss 4 and then boss 5 is just
a fucking brick
wall. All right,
wall.
Guys, we'll see you in 3 weeks when we can finally kill this boss.
I get it. Sure. That's, yeah, in a perfect world. I mean, I feel like that's just filler shit to say.
I think, you know what it is? I just think tuning is hard when you're only doing 8 bosses.
Tuning's also hard when you have 3 sets of difficulties and it's random. Like, and it's all over the place. It's very difficult.
I just feel like, normal is not the intended difficulty. I think, like, if we're talking about, like, what's the canon difficulty? Heroic. It's definitely heroic.
Absolutely. Normal is straight up a participation trophy. Like, let's be real. Normal is done max 2 weeks. Max.
Do I think season 2 of Midnight will come? I mean, who knows? They're gonna probably... Well, I'm sure they already know for Midnight what they're gonna do.
Love that.
I'm sure they have it already planned out. But who knows? I mean, I guess it's gonna go with whatever the story says.
Oh!
Buff shamans!
Buff shamans, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it. $1.99 Nestle Crunch. Thank you so much for the low, baby. Anyways, the next wave arrives. Says there. Okay, yeah, I'm not reading all that. Delves, 11 tiers total. Some of the new delves are going to be outdoor spaces that allow you to use your ground mount. By the way, Major W. I don't know why this wasn't in the game in the first place. These will be integrated into the stories of the zones. Awesome. By the way, The delves should have been more story related anyways, in my opinion. They never were. Made no sense.
I don't think all of them have to. But
No, they don't have to, but there's got to be at least one in each zone that's straight up either zone story related or raid story related. All of them.
I'll be honest.
New Winterbrass PvP Battleground is amazing, by the way. I love the idea.
The new epic battleground would be
It
cool.
sounds awesome, but PvP sucks in retail WoW. It's fucking awful. I love PvP, by the way. I'm a huge PvP freak. Every season I try solo shuffle, and I end up hating it because it's just boring and it's not fun. I hate PvP in retail World of Warcraft.
But you're
I hate it.
You're a pretty casually. You get to a 2400 in solo shuffle, right? Like it's not.
No, I'm more like 2K at this point because I just get bored and then I'm sitting there 20 minutes in a queue. Anyways, but the delves, there should be some story base. Either way, I love delves. Keep adding to the content. I'm really, really, really excited to see what they do, considering the fact that the team is still working on delve tuning. Simply getting punched harder being the only difficulty increase is not great, but they aren't looking at adding new mechanics. So they're going to try to figure out a way when it comes to difficulty, adding things to make it just better to scale and more almost skill expressive rather than how well you can kite a mob or press a certain button, like if you're a Shadow Priest fade. Like, that shit is not fun. Simply getting one tapped when you dive into a group of mobs is not fun. Other tuning knobs such as spellcast times, cooldowns, and other things that can be tweaked to provide challenge without just scaling damage done. Really, really interesting. Similar changes from Mythic Plus. I don't mind the idea of affixes being involved, by the way. I never minded that.
With delves, what they should do, by the way, they should, for maybe tier 11s, add affixes.
Something.
But
I don't mind.
The mobs should be like the way they are. And I heard someone say this during one of the interviews, but they should be like the mobs in Thunderstorm. How they have a very clear
indicator? Like a damage indicator.
Yeah, like an indicator, I guess a telegraph.
Okay.
And you could see exactly what it is, and you could move out.
Okay.
And if you're good, you can move out. That way, even people who are shit item level, if they're good and they dodge everything, they could kill the mobs, or they could kill the boss. I think that's so much better.
Adding Wintergrass style missions with loot boxes at the end of the match. That sounds like fun. Game is loot driven, whether we like it or not, of course. I miss Sanguine or Quaking. It was a lot of fun for random things. I don't even know about those because...
Those are Mythic Plus affixes.
No, I know what those... Yeah, I know they were affixes, but I don't even know what they are. Kuzi, you're my guy. Tell me. Sanguine, Quaking. What was it about? Go. Anyways, I love the idea of potentially adding different things to Mythic Plus. Change it. Remember, guys, what we have in the War Within right now with Delves is the worst iteration of delves we will ever see. And right now, they're not bad. I like doing delves a lot. You know, there's someone in the guild who's done over 1,000 delves. Did you know that?
He's got both the key transmogs, right? On his back?
I don't know. He should.
Sick.
But I was talking to him. He's done over 1,000. Tell me that's not fucking crazy. Holy. That is nuts. That is nuts.
I did a...
Delves aren't awful. Brand is. Facts.
I boosted a Demon Hunter, by the way, and I went in there fresh. Didn't have my disc belt. Didn't have nothing. 640 item level.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know how to play the class. Instantly went into a tier 8 Bountiful.
Wow.
Bro, did that shit in 10 minutes.
Crazy.
Like, it was the biggest joke. And I was just... I didn't look at any talents. I didn't even read one thing for Demon Hunter. Yo, I pressed I-beam and shit just died. That was the biggest scam. I'm sitting here as a Shadow Priest, max sick item level sweating. Fuck that.
Crazy, bro.
Bro, Havoc makes everything a scam. AoE stun, AoE fear. Shit's a joke.
Range DPS, you know? Wow,
Yeah,
look at
screw
that. Holy, that is so cool. Man, World of Warcraft is so good, bro. Yo, guys, how many of you guys love World of Warcraft? By the way, if you say no in this chat, yo, you have a mental problem, by the way. You literally hate your life. Nah, all jokes aside, though, World of Warcraft is such a fucking fire game, man. All jokes aside, though, how many of you guys are ordering the new books coming out in November?
We ordered them all, baby.
How many of you guys are going to get those? The Bloodline book? Let me know if you guys are going to get them. There will be one-off things that will happen every once in a while, like shipping and handling, for example, or the soup event. I love events like this, by the way. I think they're good.
By the way,
game.
they're great for
Early
the start
on.
of an expansion.
Exactly.
It's a
And
lot of
season.
fun.
Yeah. I think it's great, as long as they're fun. As long as they're fun. Like, I think the design of shipping and handling and
I like shipping and handling.
even though, oh my God, what's the one
Awakening the Machine?
Koresh called?
The Ecodome?
Ecodome, yeah. The Ecodome one is too long. But I like the system of that better than just a one-off, one-done, hollow fall, light bullshit. The design on those are...
I liked Awakening
fortunate.
Machine once they made it faster.
Sure.
And they allowed, like... They should have made it so that you could just get all, 5 waves at once, though.
Haven't read any of the books. Should I start? Well, there's 26 of them. That's a tough call, man. I haven't read any of them either. I just listened to Lance. I'll have him read it and then give it to me straight. But this November, I am absolutely ordering the books. I'm getting them. I'm going to be reading them right before the expansion because they're about Eretor, Turalian, and oh my God,
Illyria.
So gonna be cool. They made it fast, but I want it faster. Yeah, just spam the whole 20 waves. Yeah. Who keeps letting the damn machine go back to sleep? Wake that bitch up. Okay. Anyways, Outdoor Worlds. The team made a variety of these to appeal to different gameplay styles. Some might be built for high-intensity combat. Some for players learning about the lore and more. I love that. Awesome. Silvermoon Court. Balance your reputation between the 4 military groups in Silvermoon, evoking feelings of the Burning Crusade reputations like the Aldor and the Scryers. Each track has cosmetic rewards. So those are some of the reputations going on.
Sounds like the Goblin cartel.
Yeah, cartels, yeah. That's probably exactly what it's going to be.
When they're saying
Good call.
Aldor and Scryers, does that mean if you pick one over here and they don't like these guys, my reputation's going down to go up?
I would assume it's like, because the whole goal of the expansion, remember what Chris Manson said at BlizzCon, was uniting the elven people together in Quel'Tha Loss, all the elven and troll tribes together to fight this sort of darkness, right? So I don't think there's any systems like that in retail WoW anymore.
Yeah, that sounds
very classic to me. It's not what it's probably about.
Been playing WoW Classic Mop is my first time in the WoW universe. Been having such a great time. Oh, that's awesome.
That is so fucking cool, man.
Mop is a great... Listen, if it's your first time playing WoW, one of my favorites of all time.
Gold expansion?
Yeah.
Very good expansion. That animal one almost makes me want to pull my hair out when you think they're all done. Another oh God. Wish they would sell their story rights for a TV show. Yeah, sign me up. Sign me up. I would pay good money for that one. Zolamond Abundances. Gather materials from Abundance Caves and all the Midnight Zones. Fast-paced, Collectathon. Oh, okay, I see. That is profession-themed. Go into caves, have a timed treasure room feel. Gather/mine as much as you can. Professions aren't required, but if you are a gatherer, there might be a few bonuses. So I would expect maybe once a week, maybe a knowledge thing, maybe a situation, maybe you get 1 or 2 knowledge points. Maybe you also get some, a chance at extra rare materials and stuff like that. Nothing, obviously, game-changing, just minor bonuses. Legends of the Haranir step into the forgotten past using magical paintings. Yeah, this is what they were talking about earlier. To embark on bite-sized, lore-rich journeys designed for devoted lore seekers. You already know Lance is going to be all over this. No gating, read some text, discover some objects, learn some history. Simple as that.
Can't wait.
That's going to be cool. They need to keep doing stuff like that. Like, that's very good for the game. And then Void Storm, the Stormarian Assault. Protect the Void Elves as they activate their Singularity Anchor. Wave defense, public event. Success is not only defined by how well your group fights, but also how well they place defenses.
Like it's tower defense?
What? That sounds cool as shit.
Hopefully it doesn't just feel like the theater troupe where everyone's just running around killing everything.
Nah, I would rather, like, almost queue up into it.
Yeah.
That sounds honest, like the coolest stuff. So what do you guys think of that? Like, protect the Void Elves as they activate their Singularity Anchor, wave defense, public event. Success is not only defined by how your group fights, but also how well they place their defenses. Wow, very interesting.
Or the Casual Dad. Honestly, wish they would have server... I don't know. Some server things like unlocking
Server
AQ.
completes?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like unlocking AQ to be the prerequisite before raid can open as the day before Race the World first drops. Talk about a twist to the 2 to 3 hour horse race. I think, one thing that Blizzard does, and I understand why, because it draws in such a large viewership, is during the Race to World first, they're very tentative about class balancing, server competitions. Yeah, no worries. But they're very like wishy-washy with balancing and things like that because of the race to world first. But they should do shit like that. And I'm not saying you have to do long like TBC style attunements to get into these raids. But there should
Even
be...
though I like that stuff.
Personally,
I think it's cool.
I think if attunements were account-wide, I think they should come back. But they should be account-wide. Do it once, you're good to go.
Yeah.
And then, you know, if you're coming in maybe last few weeks of the season, you don't have it, whatever. But there should be attunements.
I think one of the attunements should be at least clear up to a delve tier 8. Bountiful delve or something.
Just like, okay, they would go into a mythic 0 of this raid or this dungeon and complete it, like they would do
a mythic 0 or higher.
Yeah, well, think about like in to get into Karazhan, you have to do X, Y, Z, and you do this long story that takes you all over the world.
Okay,
that's cool.
Well, that's my point. Also, like, what if you have to go into the story variant of that delve, because the last boss in that delve is maybe the boss that's inside the raid. So you do that at least on a bountiful tier 8 or higher, and you can either do it with a group or whatever, and then maybe you go into this mythic 0 in this zone, and maybe you complete this campaign chapter in this zone, and this is
and that. By the way, if you want people to see or care about the story, I hate to say it, with WoW players, you have to force them to do it.
You have to put it in their fucking face.
You have to force them to do it.
When it comes to talking about the prey system, which, by the way, we don't really know much about. It's just pretty much accept a contract situation, go out in the world, see if some shit happens, whether it be, you know, tracking down footprints, whatever. It's supposed to be based off unpredictable scenarios. 3 difficulty tiers up to nightmare difficulty. Hard and nightmare difficulties increase the challenge with enemies, and they will apparently have affixes and additional mechanics known as torments. Interesting. Nightmare difficulty is designed to be on par with a very difficult delve, and the final encounter on Hard and Nightmare is a 1 vs 1 showdown in the open world, where nearby players can assist?
No, in Nightmare, on Hard and Nightmare, they cannot. On Normal, they can. At least that's what they said in the interview. I think that's a typo.
Oh. Because I thought can assist seems fucking ridiculous.
They cannot in Hard and Nightmare.
Okay, that has to be a typo then.
It is.
Anyways, because I thought that would have been awful idea. I was just about to say it. I mean, even reading it out loud made me.
Yo, how funny is it gonna be to see people who are on one and you're watching them in the open world
get their fucking ass beat?
Yeah,
that's funny
and
as hell.
Cheeks clapped.
That is funny as hell. Rewards include a variety of cosmetics, mounts, titles, housing items, and power rewards.
Did you see some of the mounts?
Some of the mana worms, yeah. The system will be tied to the outdoor row in the Great Vault. Okay. Rewarding up to hero tier gear, W. Delves give solo players an opportunity to get cool stuff, so the prey system will as well. Love it. That's great. Give me another thing to add to my video script on how to gear properly.
Also, yeah, how to just fill your vaults faster. Yeah, cool.
It's kind of crazy to me. I already have 4 pieces of my tier set, all hero. Only play about 10 hours a week. Seem real easy to get gear this day. Wonder if Midnight will just be more of the same. It probably will.
I mean, Midnight is looking to be like If War Within was Dragonflight 2.0, Midnight is War Within 2.0.
Yeah.
It's more of War Within.
Just like better building upon the evergreen systems that they're integrating. Thank you guys for the follows, by the way. Zero Mana.
I want to ask this.
Elias, thank you. I'm sorry I missed you. I'm not going to lie. Thank you. Zero Mannequin, Tyrese. Thank you guys so much for follows. Go.
I want to ask this. We're all hyped for going back to Eversong Woods, right? But are any of these zones going to beat Hallowfall in just being cool as shit?
Man, Hallowfall is...
And where does Hallowfall rank for you?
Yo, visually, bro, it's up there with like Ardenweald. Man, Ardenweald visually, holy shit, what a beautiful zone. But Hallowfall, I remember going through that gateway, the flying little arch, and I'm like, and literally the first time I ever went into Hallowfall, the crystal started changing. I don't know if that's something they made.
That was part of the story when you first got.
Yeah, I don't know if that was on purpose, but it felt so cool to see. I was freaking out. My jaw literally dropped. I was like, yeah, this is the best zone visually of all time. Now, at the top of my head, now thinking about it now, because, you know, recency bias is very, important for that aspect, but now going back on it a year later, I think it is one of the better zones of all time. Just pure visuals and just being different and aesthetically pleasing. It made me feel like old World of Warcraft, that zone. Like very old Warcraft, just new coat of fresh paint.
Yeah.
Very Arathi.
Light
versus dark.
I loved it, man. You know, one thing I'm gonna say,
Stranglethorn's
you know, going
crazy.
when we were in the War Within, I remember we both had the early access, and I don't know, I told myself not to do this, but I had all right, I gotta get to max level as fast as possible.
Yeah.
To do nothing. There was nothing to do in those first 3 days. I am not doing that shit for midnight, bro. I am not. I am gonna work before I leave any zone. I'm gonna finish every quest in the zone before going to the next one.
Wow.
I think that's how I'm gonna do it.
I mean, 3 days early access. What else are you gonna do?
In those first 3 days, there's nothing.
That's what I'm exactly. So I'm probably gonna make sure I have my 2 characters leveled up and then start working on professions for all my alts. That's it. That's all I'm gonna do. So,
I mean, I completed I did every quest in the game before, you know, the raid opened anyway.
yeah, I remember that.
But I'm just gonna do it and just read everything from the get-go, bro. I'm just not.
Yeah, bro. Fuck
I'm
it.
not rushing it, bro.
You're up to open world PvP, the poor people. That's crazy.
I mean, yeah, but I'll probably have it all done in the first 3 days before the official launch anyway.
Anyways, player housing. We will get a preview version of player housing during the War Within's 11.2.7 content update. So we're getting the new spec and the player housing, I guess, early preview version.
We're not getting the new spec in 0.2.7.
Well, the pre-patch, I
Pre-patch,
guess.
yeah.
So slightly after that. Early access focuses on the house itself and its customization, with the full neighborhood system launching at midnight. So at least we're getting to start something, which is great, to say the least. Man, if you really think about it, that's... Holy shit, that's 4 months from now. Shit.
I mean, the side quests in the War Within were good, man. There was some good storylines.
Actually, that's... Wait a second, that's 3 months from now.
What? 0.2.7?
Yeah.
I mean, we're only a few weeks away.
We're a month away from the 0.5.
October, what is it?
And then 2 months from there. Holy shit, housing is 3 months from now? Do you guys realize how crazy that is? Like, actually, though? Like, no bullshit? Do you guys actually understand how insane that is to think about? Like, housing is 3 months from now? Oh my god. Wow. This early access focuses on the house itself. Wow, very cool. Primary reason for this early release is to allow players a head start on collecting decorations items and probably bugs and testing and stuff like that, which is good. Players who pre-order any edition at midnight will get early access to this housing feature. Wait, earlier? I'm confused.
No. That is the early access.
We'll get early access. Yes. Okay. Those who do not pre-order can still begin collecting housing decor and items. Patch 11.2.7. Yeah. Squeak! It's crazy. Yeah, decor, I mean, I over that. Neighborhoods a zone that can be public or private. Complete neighborhood system, including neighborhood-wide challenges and events, will be released with the official launch of midnight. Okay, good. Good to know, at least. Housing Finder. The house finding feature will help players locate public neighborhoods with available spots and allow them to tour them. Wow, that's crazy. Guilds will, with more than 50 members, can occupy a single neighborhood through instance layers, sharing the same name and progression. Players can move freely between these instances. Wow. That is insane. Players can live in a neighborhood with whatever people they want. This means a Horde player can live with an Alliance player. Yeah, we know about that. Cross-faction guilds will need to choose a single neighborhood style. Shit, if I'm Horde and I can technically choose Alliance, I'll do that. I don't give a shit. Want me to be honest? I'll go be an Elwyn as a Horde right now. I don't.
Wait, if that's the case,
doesn't matter.
We could still hang out, and I could be Alliance, and you could be Horde.
I guess technically
in the same neighborhood.
Yes. Damn, that's crazy.
This is me disappearing.
He's deucing me. That's crazy. Monthly endeavors. Endeavors are month-long neighborhood-wide events that offer progression, theme, decor, and NPC evolution. These events are designed to encourage players to venture out into the world, so it's like adventure log or whatever. Just any form of content can technically, contribute to this system to help progress your entire neighborhood / endeavor monthly, which is cool. That's great. As the neighborhood makes progress, visual indicators like props and cultural artifacts will appear in the zone. Very cool. Completing endeavors unlocks items for everybody. Yeah, neighborhood management is flexible. Managers can be structured similarly to guild ranks, and they can choose to run their neighborhood democratically if they wish. Participation in endeavors earns community coupons and neighborhood favor, which are used to unlock upgrades.
Where are my neighborhood managers at?
Wait, what do they mean by this? Community coupons and neighborhood favor, which are used to unlock upgrades. What does that mean? Upgrades in what?
There's like a renown track and things that you could pick.
Yeah, but can't wait to enforce my HOA rules. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, but what do they really mean by that? Make Lily do it? Oh, Lily's gonna take over.
I don't think I don't think she's very interested. But
Really?
I know who we have.
Who do we have?
You.
No.
Get your ass in there, boy.
I want to be the HOA president of our neighborhood. Yeah, I don't have the energy to do that shit. I forget to take out my own trash. Star wants to kill me as is. Okay, guys. Housing feature is intended to be evergreen system. Development began during the Dragonflight expansion. Wow. Requiring years of work. Team focused on creating a feature that would exceed player expectations. Yeah. We work hard. We get it. New 40 vs 40 epic battleground inspired by AV. It features a push-pull dynamic where players start on opposite sides, converge in the middle of the fight or for a control point, and then attempt to push a lane to the opposing base. The objective is to defeat the enemy's Dominar commander. Players can recruit neutral forces to help push their lane, requiring teams to attack, defend, and recruit simultaneously. Love this idea. Fix PvP in this shit game. Please, God. PvP in retail is terrible. The Voidstorm area where Slayer's Rise is located will also serve as an open world PvP hotspot containing PvP vendors and world quests for those with war mode off. By the way, something interesting is I heard that the Horde and Alliance have different hubs in that area. So one of them is meant for Horde, one of them is meant for Alliance, and you can't go to the same one. You'll just get attacked on sight by guards and stuff. That's what I heard in that zone.
Pretty interesting.
What do you mean? That's awesome. For this area?
Yeah, I like that.
I love that. I love that idea. Training grounds. You can go in there, queue up AI, get better at PvP if you're poopy. Juan Epstein for governor. I got you. Absolutely. Love the new BG. Yeah, I love this idea. I don't know about you guys. I've always loved the concept of strategy and even adding AI armies into like a massive PvP battleground. Do something epic. They should do something like
they dropped the ball on Warfront so bad.
Yeah. I love that idea.
I mean, that's got to be the biggest letdown of a feature ever.
I thought it was going to be insane.
Yeah, I mean,
do you guys remember Warfronts? Anyone else?
I mean, rip BFA because both of the big box features, Islands and Warfronts, just did not hit.
Islands were dog shit.
They weren't terrible,
I
but they weren't very
bro.
good.
I hated them. Anyways, new player experience, whatever, War Within Ketchup, yeah. Returning player experience, systems and content. Skywriting's being simplified. The vigor bar is completely being removed. What? Yeah. So you can just go crazy now. You don't have to there's not going to be times where...
And replaced with a system of 6 shared charges of surge, forward, and skyward ascent. Why?
I don't know. Actually, what? Wait a second.
Just sounds like the same shit.
Yeah, actually, now that I think about it.
It's worse. Alright, I guess.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
I don't even understand the point.
Warfront should have been PvP 1000%.
Yeah.
They should have been the evolution of Epic Battlegrounds.
Yeah, absolutely. It made no sense.
That's it.
Sitting there fighting AI the entire time.
Yeah, no, lame.
It became a stomp fest in 5 minutes. Literally, the strategy was to skip all the bullshit and go run it down mid. You remember?
No, I don't remember.
Crazy. Anyways, group finder. People making groups may be able to express their intent. Are you looking for the most efficient group? So different ways to find a group, whether you're looking for efficiency, fun, RP, relaxed time, whatever. Legacy content. This is very interesting. Listen up to this one, ladies and gentlemen. Over 110 people in here. Listen up. The development team is exploring ways to repurpose content from the past through 20 years of World of Warcraft, ensuring it's introduced with proper context for new players. Listen to this very carefully because this is something me and Lance were just talking about. They've cited the horrific vision system as a good model for how content like Torghast could be brought back. Now, me and Lance said, during the 0.5 patches, we don't mind the idea of shit like horrific visions being added as long as it's not the main bit of content, as long as it's just the extra, extra appetizer on top of the meal for absolutely free. They say, hey, we brought you your ribeye steak. We brought you the 0.5 stuff. It's a little boneless chicken wing on the side.
Why couldn't they use...
Here's the Tex-Mex roll. You know what I mean?
Why couldn't they use Brawlers Guild as the...
I know. I know what you guys... I know. Listen, I know. I know Torghast is the worst of the worst examples. Trust me. But we do have to remember, Torghast back then, the reason it was so bad was because it became a chore. You had to do it every single week. If this is something that is completely optional, and it's not tied to the highest bits of power, to getting your legendaries and the legendary soul ash and this and that, and blah, 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 like, that shit was awful. But if it's just optional content for cosmetics, some extra rewards, maybe some mounts, maybe some transmog, and then maybe the occasional champion/hero piece,
I thought
that's a
I
W.
thought the boss rush Torghast was pretty sick.
I finished that beat mostly out of spite toward the end. That's fucking crazy. But in my opinion, I actually think repurposing these systems to where they're not mandatory is actually a W as long as it's optional. Do not make this stuff mandatory. Obviously, they're never going to make it give gildeds unless it's like maybe 5 here or there like they did with Horrific Visions. And they're not going to make it give mythic track gear. As long as it's hero track gear in the 0.5 patch, I think it's a W. The problem with adding all that old content is they give you buffs, gear, enchants, etc., but it's useful for 6 weeks, then it's useless. Yeah, but Horrific Visions gave the head enchant. Torghast...
But actually, I think them only letting it be useful for 6 weeks, it's good, because the people who aren't playing the 0.5 patch, you don't want them to have to come back to the game right as season launch to go do it.
Well, also, yeah, true, but also, it helps, and by the way, this is a big reason why participation was so high last season, is because you got some extra power between Horrific Visions and all the other events, and you combine that together, plus the turbo boost, and it allowed players to keep pursuing content a little bit easier, like mythic raiding. And that's why it's so good. And allow the casual and pretty average player to push Mythic Plus to get their achievements. It gives them a chance to earn shit. And that's why the participation was so high, and people lasted so long throughout the entirety of the season because they kept getting these micro power boosts, and it gave them the confidence to move toward those other bits of content. Now, the one problem that does involve is the above average player who are busting their ass to earn all that shit. It feels kind of bad for them because, other people are getting bonuses to earn that a lot easier. But for the casual player base, it's a lot better, which is the majority of the player base. So what does that mean? I don't know. It causes problems, solves some problems. I don't know what the in-between is.
One of my favorite things coming.
Go for it, Lance.
Stat Squish. An item level in Stat Squish is coming. Item levels will go back down to the hundreds, and damage will be in the hundreds or thousands instead of the millions.
W.
This is going to go live in pre-patch, thank God.
This is a W. In item level in Stat Squish is officially confirmed, 100% coming, and it's going to be in the hundreds of item level. I don't know where that is exactly. Critting for 20k? Yeah, more like critting for 2k. If this goes to what we're at. Now, I think this is awesome. Absolute W. I love when damage numbers aren't through the roof. In my opinion, the perfect damage numbers were, I would say TBC Wrath.
Wrath is pretty good.
Absolutely W. W in computer power? Okay, awesome. Alpha releasing very, very soon. Public beta after that to follow, and then early 2026 release. Yeah. All the aforementioned updates for the player experience are planned for the pre-patch. Of course, there will not be a Season 4 of The War Within, which, was a kind of a gimme. Midnight is expected to follow the same update cadence as recent expansions. So that means every 8 weeks, big boy updates. Soon to follow that, other patches, micro events, stuff like that. Think the last big squish, they start at level 70-ish with the current gear, so you're 85 on max level, and then 130-ish when maxed out. I hope it's around there. They did that in, I believe, Shadowlands was when they did the last squish. I'm almost positive, actually.
Oh, they did the... When was the level squish? When did they bring us down to 60? It was Shadowlands, right?
Shadowlands, was it?
Yeah, because then we were 70 in Dragonflight,
Mhm.
and then we were 80 now.
We're done. Yeah. I'm going to 90.
Wow.
W. UI has been undergoing a rework since Legion with major back. A core philosophy is to improve the base UI by integrating popular add-ons. Edit mode being updated. DPS meters, cooldown manager, combat assistant, all this fun stuff. Very, very, very big W. Transmog system 2.0 getting completely overhauled. By the way, a long overdue. One of my favorite things is that outfits can be automatically swapped based on situations. For example, you can have an outfit for raiding, an outfit for open world questing, an outfit for dungeoning, an outfit for being in your neighborhood, an outfit for crafting. I love that. Awesome.
And you have an outfit for ERP.
By the way, I've literally been doing that by myself. GMO, thank you for the follow. Appreciate the love. I've been doing that by myself where I have an outfit on my paladin. Literally, whenever I craft something, I transmog to my jewel crafter outfit.
Nice.
W. Love it. And by the way, transmog is going to cost 0 gold from now on. W.
Only if you already set it into that outfit.
You know what I mean, man.
Whatever.
You can have multiple outfits assigned to a single situation. One will be randomly selected each time. That's crazy. I don't know who would do that. Give us our gold back. Yeah, imagine. Gotta go take care of Canuck. Yo, much love. Thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate the love, baby. Damage and healing meters coming. Nameplates being completely revised. Boss timers and alerts with DBM as well. So when it comes to all of the shit officially 100% announced, that's kind of about it as of right now. But we do have some other stuff to go through really, really quick that I wanted to check out. Let me get this here. Lance, what do you think about all this stuff coming?
Man, you know, I remember when people were speculating about the Devourer Demon Hunter, and they were talking about how there's going to be a third spec for Demon Hunter. I'm like, oh wow, they're going to have Void Havoc. So fun. Was not very interested. Now that they're saying it's a caster, and you're going to be a Void-based caster with mobility, to a player who's been playing Shadow Priest for so long, a mobile Void caster is sounding pretty juicy.
Ooh. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, also when it comes to that Unholy DK work, people also already saw the fact that right here, there's already drastic changes to the Unholy Death Knight talent tree. You could see a lot of the little festering wounds and talents based around that are actually removed, and they're swapped with a couple of different things. One of them, an image in new tab, one of them being the fact that right here, if we zoom in real tight here, hold on. First of all, Army of the Dead is right here. Then we have a talent, and then it goes into Abomination or Gargoyle. So Gargoyle potentially coming back into being meta. Very, very awesome option here. Maybe one's for single target, one's for AoE. Either way, very cool. Festering Scythe here as well. This looks like a new talent. And then something very interesting is this almost Lich-like icon. It looks like Kel'Thuzad. For those of you that don't know what a Lich icon looks like in World of Warcraft, it looks almost like Kel'Thuzad. So something very interesting as well is the fact that this right here is also a minion buffing damage sort of talent
like
node.
Necrotic Aura.
Yeah, that's what it. That's what it looks like. Whether it's 100%, I don't know, but that's what Necrotic Aura looks like, and it buffs minion damage. So beyond that, it potentially looks like we could be getting some sort of Lich to be summoned as an Unholy Death Knight, or either maybe you go into a Lich form. I'm not exactly sure. Either way, very, very interesting talent node changes here.
It also looks
lots
like,
of updates up here as well. Wow.
Yeah, this is
full-blown rework.
very interesting.
That looks like the Skeletor Archer one as well, and that looks like the Magus of the Dead.
They really want to
cast.
keep Army of the Dead as a talent, though. They don't just want to. Let them have it.
I also don't understand of why give me Army of the Dead and then give me this. Like,
Well, maybe you're gonna be able to have both now.
maybe you're right. I guess that's not fair to assume. Demons and minions would be fun raid buff. Shit. Just make an Unholy mid-range Necromancer. That's what I'm saying. That would be way
Yeah,
more fun. Jesus, careful, buddy. You're gonna break that fucking little setup. Anyways, very cool stuff here. Moving upward out of this. What are you gonna make? Are you trying to duck? Go in front of me. Jesus. Holy shit. Yo, is this kid gonna make it? As a DK main, we're eating. Yeah, you're going to start to get there. Who knows how good it is, though. Anyways, moving into it as well. Struggling to understand why people say Earthern and Arathi, and yes, even the Undermine patch are Alliance stories. So here's an explanation. I mean, they went through some stuff. That's not really that important. But check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Some changes, basic changes to the, what are they called? The trolls. Oh my God. The Zolomon trolls? The Amani trolls. Jesus God. Someone made some changes. This is how they look right now, where their ears are pointed mostly up. And I'm not going to lie, it makes them look like an orc, like pretty heavy. And the simple change they make was that they, literally all they did was make the ear point backwards. And it transforms them instantly to look more like a troll. Isn't that kind of crazy? Because I feel like they look a little too much like orcs. Like this is the female orc skeleton, the model, the facial structure and everything. Even the ears look similar. So, like, you go to just the ears changing, and it drastically changed the model on how they look. Isn't that nuts? Something as simple as that? Holy shit. Imagine. Another thing that was very interesting here that I liked was that the blade on the banner in the gameplay trailer is, if you guys look closely, is actually Xalatath's dagger. It's literally the blade of the Black Empire, which is so fucking cool, dude. Like, people are worshipping Xalatath and trying to serve her. Yo, that is awesome. Fair, but the Amani are buff trolls since Warcraft 2. The male looks closer to what we saw back then. True. Okay. They look like tall goblins? Jesus Christ. That's crazy. Either way, though, this flag right here, the Blade of the Black Empire serving Xalatath, that is so damn cool. Go for it, Lance. Moving into some of the final stuff here. Oh, man, yeah. Check out this this Haranir transmog here. Look how cool that looks with some druid gear. Oh, a Xalatath cult? Yeah. Xalatos. That's crazy.
To be honest, I would join that cult.
I would, too. All day, every day. Mama Toes, I bow down and worship the void. That is crazy. So check out this Haranir Mog right here. Yo, they look good in armor. Like, they look good.
It looks a little... I mean, it's definitely a base Night Elf skeleton, but...
Gotta be.
I mean, it looks a little different.
I'd be a foot soldier. That's a pretty good one. I'm not gonna lie. And then, another little sort of teaser here. World of Warcraft actually reposted this. A transmog falling in love with this fit. And the thing is, this transmog is literally all druid gear, including the staff.
I don't.
Yeah, but there's also some other hints that we're going to go through in a second. A friend pointed out that during the new player experience slides, a quest log flies by with a bunch of normal The War Within Midnight quests. You know, nothing too crazy. Except for one quest in there, being from the Botanica in the Burning Crusade, involving the only Blood Elf Druid in the entire game. High Botanist Raywin. Interesting. Why the fuck would they have that in there?
Why is the Botanica in there at all?
It's just a little too coincidental, no? Does that seem a little bit fishy? So them doing that thing with the Blood Elf Druid having the whole transmog set that's Druid, and then this, it's a little bit fishy. No? They need to do is bring back the guild offline chat like they did in, I think, Legion, and they need to keep it so we can help the newcomers out. Is that true? What was that? You gotta explain that to me. Looks like a paladin with this armor. Paladin.
Oh, you mean when you could text in the guild from your phone? Yeah, they should allow that, by the way.
Very interesting, though, right? I would say interesting to say the least.
Interesting.
Unless it's just hyper coincidental, but the problem is with Blizzard, I don't really.
Why would they do that?
So Erator right here is, I think this would be a slightly changed hairstyle, where he has a little bit thicker on the sides, his tattoos, but also a little hair in the front. Maybe it's off on the side here. Honestly, I'm going to be honest. I think this looks better. I'm going to be completely
real. Show me
real.
the real thing?
Shit, I don't think I have the real thing, buddy.
Oh, okay. I thought this was it.
No. This is the adjusted hair variant. By the way, I'm super excited to get that goddamn book in November and read the entire thing. I am very, very excited. But that's it when it comes to tweets and stuff that were interesting to check out. Ladies and gentlemen, how we feeling tonight? How we feeling? What's going on? What's the scoop? Talk to me. Lance, how you feeling?
I feel pretty good. The Rama guys is cooking with his fan designs.
Yeah, he is absolutely eating. He's a good little, I guess, creator.
I don't know. Are people upset about how Erator looks?
I think some people are, but I like him. I think he's cool as shit. Slick back hair. Mom and dad left me.
Yeah.
Yo, by the way,
who cares, man?
I didn't know Terralion had some sort of magic with him to where it changed him physically, to where it slowed down his aging process. This dude's been fighting for over 1,000 years.
Did you not?
I didn't know
never
that.
listened to 1,000 Years of War?
No.
Never?
No.
It's one of the best pieces of Warcraft media outside that's not a part of the game they've ever done. You need to listen to the whole audio drama tonight.
Chad, am I trolling?
You never listened to 1,000 Years of War?
Chad, am I trolling? See you later. Great show. Yo, Razor, much love, buddy. Yeah, we're wrapping up here in just a second. I think he looks great, too. I'm going to be honest. At this point, I feel like they could just make week-long quest chains similar to Legendary and ICC or the Rogue Daggers for every race to become every spec unlockable. Honestly, I wouldn't hate the idea of just fucking go crazy. What does it matter anymore? Like, what does it really matter?
The only specs that are classes that I feel like are harder, the ones
Shaman,
that aren't,
Druid, and
Paladin.
Paladin.
Those are the only ones because they need assets for every race.
Yeah. It's the only one.
But everything else is already playable to everyone.
Yeah, Gideon, I gotta listen to that. It's funny because I literally just saw it today, and I was like, I'm gonna save this to watch later. I literally clicked it in the car when I was grabbing
I've
dinner.
actually listened to it multiple times.
It's fucking
I
crazy.
just listened to it again a few months ago.
I want an Earthbender. Yeah, go play Og.
I'ma buff your dick. Go do big dick damage.
Clip it. Clip it and send it in the Discord. Somebody go.
That's an insane thing to say.
It's like studying the art kind of things. Do weekly quests for them, farm rep, and then... yeah, I think stuff like that's cool. I think really how retail WoW has grown. I think, honestly, the whole gatekeeping aspect of old MMORPGs on certain things, it's just outdated. Like, I don't think people care as much for that shit anymore.
people want to have the drip.
Yeah, people want to do what they don't want as many restrictions. That's what I'm starting to realize. Like you go to man, I hate to bring this up. Ash is a creation. This game is major gatekeep, and they're following that early 2000s, late 90s sort of, MMORPG formula, which is cool, but it's so incredibly niche. And I'll tell you what, classic WoW players want nowhere near that game. They act like they do, but they want nothing to do with that fucking game.
No, that game is...
want
I think it's
nothing
catered
to
to
do
an
with it.
audience that is...
Too niche.
It's more classic MMO than classic WoW is.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think that in retail WoW at this point, it would be very surprising to see in the nearby future not every class get almost every, or every race get almost every class in the game at this point. That's what I think. Call me crazy, though. Whatever.
Gnome Demon Hunter when?
Oh, God. I feel like that's another one that obviously can't. I mean,
just in the lore.
can every class not be rogue or race not be rogue?
Everyone can be rogue now.
Everything can be
single
warrior,
mage,
rogue, priest, mage too.
hunter.
What about warlock?
Yep.
Then that's the case. Then what do you mean? Every race can be everything than what we
Except
said.
yeah.
Wait a second.
Just the ones that require specific assets to be made for them.
Are we trolling? Go to Lord of the Rings. That's a classic MMO.
Actually came out after World of Warcraft. Came out right before Wrath of the Lich King.
You know what's funny is I played Lotro recently. Honestly, I'm gonna be real. Let's say I could never play World of Warcraft again. I think top of my list would be SWTOR, like Star Wars: The Old Republic. What would you guys play as an MMO? This is a very important question. 110 plus people in here. What would you guys play as an MMO if you could not play World of Warcraft? No classic, no retail, no nothing. What's your first MMO that you would go play right now, today, 2025?
City of Heroes, probably.
Really? No, dude, you're fucking crazy.
No, I think SWTOR, with the way it is right now, is pretty cooked. The leveling is pretty shit.
Fuck the leveling.
That's the best part about it.
No.
You're not going to get into any end game.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe 14, even though it's hard. Nah, it would be City of Heroes.
SWTOR, Final Fantasy 14, Guild Wars 2. Shit, I would give I've never given Guild Wars 2 an honest,
Fair shake.
respectable 100% go. I've never done it.
Maybe.
Never in my
maybe
life.
I could say no.
I
have
wouldn't
to go
do
with
ESO.
something tried and true.
Elder Scrolls, I would not. I don't like the combat and the class design in Elder Scrolls pisses me off. It actually gets me angry. I think it's very poor, even though I'm a nobody, but what do I know? But Elder Scrolls, absolutely not.
Could I pick WildStar?
No, man.
It's got to be something that you could play.
Yes. Can't pick a WildStar. You crazy? EverQuest 2 was very similar. Was it? It's a horrible game. No. Guild Wars 2 PvP is great. That's what I heard. They just ruined ESO with the combination. That's what I heard as well. I heard that game got packed from that shit. I heard people hate it. I heard subclassing was not fun from a couple creators. I saw a couple videos on it. I heard they did not like it. Whether it's good for the casual who barely plays or, the diehard fan, I don't know. The meta it creates exactly. Everyone just plays that same combo.
I mean, that's just modern gaming, though, bro.
Yeah, but that's why you can't have shit like that. You think you get the option, but you don't. It's all bull jive.
By adding more options, you're actually limiting options.
All right, guys, let's take this last 10 minutes to rant about Classic Plus.
No.
Classic Plus is coming soon.
Matrix Online, if it was still around. Actually, I remember back in the day, I wanted to play that game so bad.
Same.
I just never...
Widow, much love, buddy.
I never could get it downloaded. I don't know why. I don't remember why. I could never actually play it. I think I tried to one time.
Not a virus or something.
Yeah, I don't remember what happened.
Viruses, imagine. Holy shit. Crazy. Crazy times back then.
Yeah.
Viruses.
I just remember as a kid, though, I would just click any download link.
Yeah,
like,
you dumb son
no
of a bitch.
fucking care
I'll
in the
never
world.
forget one time I was like 6 years old, and my brother Lance went off to school one day. I think he was in first grade or kindergarten, something. And I stayed home for some reason. And I was on the computer, I'm playing WoW. And I must have went to go look up some guide or something. And I wore my CBK shirt the other night, and my boss was like, "Who are the comeback kids? That's so funny." I went to go grab food yesterday, and this lady there that was serving me, she was like, "Oh my god, the comeback kids! I really like that shirt. Is that like a band or something?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, it's a cool little brand I found." Funny. Anyways, so Lance went to go to school one day, and I went to go look up some guide, and then a pop-up came up. At the time, I didn't know. I'm an idiot. It was like a way to earn something free laptop. And I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna get a free laptop and me and Lance are gonna play WoW. I was like, Lance is gonna be so happy when he comes home, bro.
Oh, man.
And I remember showing you the picture of it because I saved it on the fucking... I didn't click out of it because I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to mess it up. And I showed you and you're like, bro, this is fake. I'm like, no the fuck it's not. I'm like, bro, you're an idiot. It's a free computer.
Oh, man.
I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? This isn't fake. That's impossible. They just said it's free. And you're like, dude, don't do this. It's fake. It's obviously fake. Oh, I listened to Lance's advice back then. By the way, 2025, not so different. Have a problem? I call up Lance. Hey, what should I do? And then Lance will give me some sort of advice. So, I thought that was funny. This guy getting big scammed. Yeah, I almost got cooked. Yo, what's up, Canadian? What's going on? It should be sent out, dude. It should be sent out. It should be very, very soon.
It's the Canadian shipping.
Comeback is a hardcore band from Canada. That's crazy. It's a band. They don't go here. You don't know them. You have a picture of them? No. Wizard 101 gave me a virus from their server to wanted to try it back. That's crazy, bro. Wizard 101 cooking your ass. What about Toontown? Eye to the face. Get fucked.
It's so crazy, bro, because we just started playing WoW so young, and I just remember our cousins and our friends trying to get us on other games, and I would just look at them and be like,
Over.
what is this lame crap you're playing? No, I'm going to Azeroth, bro.
I remember people playing like Wizard 101 and Minecraft. I'm like, bro, what kind of dumb shit are you playing? And I'm not trying to knock on anybody who plays Minecraft, but my point is like, as a kid's perspective, seeing Azeroth, I'm like, I'm fucked. I'm screwed.
I was definitely one of those. Actually, World of Warcraft is the best game ever. Okay?
Yeah, for real. That Penguin game, Club Penguin.
Wait, Club Penguin actually did go very hard when you couldn't be on a computer that could download World of Warcraft though.
Hannah now just waiting to get to me. Hell yeah. Nowadays for 2025, you got to take risk on buying things and other stuff. It's either go or no. And oh god. I was a Warcraft 3 degen, and then there was this very world, but so insanely big. That's how you found out? That's crazy. That is crazy fire. What? Yeah, if I played Warcraft like a maniac, and then they're like, we're gonna release an MMO RPG of this universe, I would have been like,
yo, how many people made Paladins because of that? How many people made Paladins because they played Warcraft 3?
or mages because of Khadgar.
Give a fuck about Khadgar?
Damn.
Give a fuck about Arthas, bro.
What about Shaman?
Yeah, sure. I'm sure there's some people who liked the Thrall story. Fuck that guy, bro.
Was it Thrall in the story? I guess it was.
Yeah.
Was it him who discovered the Tauren and
It's the yes.
what? Or was that Orgrim Doomham?
No, he's there, but it's Thrall.
Was it? Oh. I gotta replay that story. I remember doing it so many years ago, though. You know what I saw, ladies and gentlemen, also that might be really cool that I might check out before the release of Midnight? There was a Warcraft 3 mod of just High Elves and a complete story of High Elves / Blood Elves and how they became to be, with like Arthas going to Quel'Thalas to destroy the city and taint the Sunwell to bring back Kel'Thuzad and shit. Oh my god, that was so cool, dude. Oh my god, I gotta check it out. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Lance, take over.
You should just go do the Heritage Armor questline for Blood Elves. They go through all of it. Then you don't have to play the game.
Wait, I think maybe I liked it.
All I know is WoW taught me that the MySpace world, the internet is for porn. That's insane.
W.
The Warcraft 3 reforged. Koozie, good night, buddy.
Yo, I love you so much, Koozie, bro. Much love. Yo, thank you so much if you sent me that thing on subtlety. If not, dead to me. No, I'm just kidding. I gotta do it. I gotta do more of a voiceover, though. You actually got me.
Where is the entrance to your land?
Whoa, let me...
You will never enter Quel'Thalas, fallen prince.
Fucking FPS, bro, on Opera GX. I don't know what it is. Every time I stream, every single time, my FPS is cooked on Opera. Why does that happen? How ridiculous. Let me drag it over here. Hold on.
Where is the entrance to your land, elf?
Check this out, guys.
You will never enter Quel'Thalas, fallen prince. The energies of this place are strong.
Look at this. Look how cool this is.
Greetings, Death Knight.
Oh.
It is a pool of mystical energy from which the elves draw their immortal powers.
That is far enough, Prince Arthas. Your march ends here.
Look at that. That's Kel'Thuzad's ghost form. Spirit form. Risen back. And then you're going through Arthas, building up the army. That's fucking insanity, bro. And this is a mod. Dasher, what up, good looking? Yeah, this is a mod. This is a fan-made mod. This whole thing. Isn't that crazy?
It's pretty gross.
How fucking nuts is this? Nuts, bro. A full-blown story with voiceover and the whole nine. Quest lines and cinematic camera movements. Bro, what the freaking hell? Look at that. Dude, you know how much work this takes?
No, you wouldn't dare.
That's crazy.
Look at that. That's actually insane, Dash.
This is part 2. There's a part 1? Hello? Reforged. That's crazy. September 24th. Got a Frost Mage from barely 600? Yeah. Let's go. W. Absolutely fucking insane. It's crazy, bro. World of Warcraft fans are just different. They're just different. That's all it is. WoW fans are you won't see anything like them. Between sweaty and just knowing everything. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap it up for tonight, though. I love you guys so much. Once again, guys, don't forget, we do have our merch live. If you guys want to check it out, maybe check out some of the bundles. We have sold, I think, over 60 shirts total, which is absolute insanity. If you guys are interested, check it out. We have been selling a couple. Can we get that shirt promo before you go? Maybe one more time. But if you guys are interested, check out the shirts, man. Limited time. We've been doing absolutely great. I'll save it for, making the shirts maybe next stream or something like that. Lance, you got anything?
Are we going live Saturday?
Yes.
We're going live Saturday.
We will be live Saturday. I'm going live Saturday.
Guys, we're going live.
I'm used to going live 2 days a week now. That's it. We didn't go live twice this last 7 days.
Sky, can we not do heroic raid this week and do one more normal and
no
throw me?
Absolutely not.
You're a hater.
Limited merch, what? Yo, Josh, check out the merch, dude. Actually, Josh Weldon, have you gotten one of the shirts yet? Dude, that's
I
crazy.
think he got the goblin one.
I think he did too. Now
got
that
the
I think
goblin
about
one.
it. Yeah. We got the new merch up, bro. This is our best-selling merch by a landslide.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Josh has been MIA.
Gotta stream raids. Yeah, people don't give a shit to see that, by the way. I have gobbles and a hat. Oh, true. Who should we raid on Twitch? Let's go check it out, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's see who's live on.
Let's go see. We gotta raid a retail. I don't know who the fuck that is.
That's insane.
I'm gonna raid Touchpad Warrior.
Oh, he's live?
How do I spell his name?
You don't know
It's just Touchpad Warrior.
That's it.
Boom. Yo, guys, by the way, absolute W content creator, Touchpad Warrior.
Actually,
He's 2,900 IO. What a dog.
an arms warrior. He is a dog.
Well, no. Time out. Arms Warrior is actually nasty now. They're better than Fury. And Mythic Plus again. So.
Raid the guy.
Big Ray. Insane. Love you guys so much, man.